What's up, guys? We made it. We're in the playoffs. We here. We here. Okay, here we go. I'm about to put.
We're
Bam!
here.
Here we go. It's us. Yep, we're back. It's that time. Week 17. It's over. It's playoff season. Ooh, you know it's gonna get real soon. I got, of course, up here, Mr. Shoulders, Mr. Chief. Chief, what up? Call him
Hey,
Rob.
buddy.
Call him Chief. He's all doing it. He's doing for what? For the brand.
What brand? Baby.
Hey yo.
Tell me to stop.
Uh,
You mean stop?
Flexing those shoulders on me.
Autocorrect
Flexing
for
those
you.
shoulders. Look at them. We got Iverson Squid. We got Kyle. Let's go. Let's go.
What's up, friends?
We had for the brand. That's right. That's right. You recognize the squid. We gotta do it for the brand. Shout out to Mr. Pat McAfee. One of the best. One of the funniest guys ever. Alright. We here. We made it, guys. Week 17's gone. We're in the playoffs.
What
This
a stressful
crazy,
week.
crazy fucking year of COVID fucking football is over. Well, the regular season anyway. We're in the playoffs though. We made it. First week's gonna be a doozy. We got 6 games coming up soon. This next week, we got awards. We are gonna be doing the yearly awards instead of our weekly shit we usually do. We're doing the yearly. We're gonna say what we think won the yearly awards. Hate us or love us, we chose them. We talked about it.
Got some bold picks.
Pretty bold. Some of them you'll agree. Some of them you might, I don't know, want to smack us or something. You'll be like, "What are you talking about?" We'll see. Iverson Story voting for Washington. Not a good bet there, bud, but it's okay. Eagles,
Not the
welcome.
best bet.
Welcome, Eagles, you beautiful bastard. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Eagle. Really quick, I just have to say, if they had benched Derrick Henry in the third quarter of that game, you would have called his rushing yards to a T.
Yeah, like he said,
They chose not to. He got a couple more, but in Jet was hella under for the season. I went a
I
little
w-
over
I had
at
such
75.
little faith in him. You said
You
2003.
did.
You did, and because he
Yep.
messaged me when it happened. He said he just called the number. He just called the
Yep.
number.
I messaged Jet, was like, he just called it to a T, and then I checked the stats. I went, oh, I
He did run
apologize,
a
like
little
that
bit
was
more,
down. He ran a
but you
little bit
were
more in the
close.
fourth quarter.
You were hella close.
Um, yeah, you were definitely the closest. I shot over. We don't play those rules.
All right.
I was over. You weren't.
Speaking of being close, this week I went 14-2 in my hammer, undefeated still. Let's go. Thanks to Rob over
Oh,
here for letting me know. How'd you do this week, by the way? You never told me.
I went 12-4, so I did not have a bad
Okay,
week
so
either.
yeah, exactly. You made it seem like you had like a bad
Yeah.
week. I was like, what the hell?
Oh no. Yeah, just you just killed it. Like, and I think the ones that you lost on, there was one we agreed on, and one we did not. It was the Rams game, and I
Uh,
really don't know why you picked the Cardinals. Perfectly honest with you, I don't remember,
I
but
said
you
that
had some faith.
I had a little extra faith with D hopping Murray. I was like, okay, maybe they end up on a good note. Ram said no, so I didn't see it coming. I really didn't. But here we are, last game of the year. All bets aside, we got our draft set coming up soon. We got everything coming up right now. Yep, we made it. What a weird year, guys. What a weird year. I mean, just to recap it, I mean, first off, let's just go over the fact the Jets went 0 and 14 or whatever, and then decided they wanted to give up their first round spot, their first pick in the draft. No idea why.
Still finishing out the season 2-14.
2 and 14, still number 2 in the pick, number 2 in the draft. Have fun, go with it. Miami is almost made the playoffs. Unfortunately, Titans took that
Close.
That close.
That
The
close.
Titans took their freaking the
Oh
Titans and the Bills. The Bills beat them, and the Titans took the last
no,
spot.
the Bills was just rude.
Oh yeah. Well,
They went, oh, you got a chance here, and they not only sucker punched them in the
they
throat, but
smacked
then
the shit
dropped
out of them.
down and gave them a Hadouken
Like
right to the
Josh
dick,
Allen wanted to
and
scare the
just
shit out of the next team that plays them. Like Josh Allen.
it was
Yeah.
uh,
Like Josh Allen.
very very sad.
Josh Allen wanted to send a message to the Colts saying, "Yeah, we're coming." Oh, Bills won with
That
second
was
stringers. Even worse.
they
AFC
did.
AFC North is the
I
best.
mean, Josh Allen played for a little
Change
bit.
your mind. Yeah, Squid, I'm not even gonna try. You know why? Because no
Yeah,
matter
I'm not
what I
gonna change your
say,
mind.
no matter what I say, you're not here. You got your Steelers. Like, what am I supposed to say? That like, no, the Steelers. No, I'm not gonna. No. Anyway,
That's it. That's a game I'll be excited for. But Ravens have to fucking survive the first round.
yep. So now, while we're here, I mean, like I said, sorry, going back to what I was trying to talk about, the whole crazy year we were going over. I mean, like I said, the Jets, Jacksonville won the first game and then freaking lost 15 straight, 16 straight. Like,
Amazing. Best streak in the league. Best streak in the league.
literally though, lost like they literally won their first game, and I even said I was like Minshew fucking mania. It's the end of the year. They lost 16 straight.
6 weeks in a row, Jet. 6 weeks in a row. I put my faith in that fucking mullet.
It's true.
Fuck that mullet.
That mullet did fuck us. Yeah, a little bit. Well, not us, because I'm not a Jacksonville fan, but I had faith in Jacksonville. And then the number 3 pick goes now to Houston of all the teams. Or actually, I'm sorry, not Houston, but Miami. Because if you remember, Laramie Tunsil had a little trade where they got a nice little first round. And guess who's going to be the number 3 pick this year and finished, what was it, 10-6, 11-5? The Dolphins.
Man, they finished with 10-6.
And they got the number 3 pick
They
in
got
the
the
draft.
third overall pick.
And if you dare tell me that Miami's not going to be a dangerous team next year, you're full of it. Because holy crap, number 3 pick for a 10-6 team, that's going to
But
be
here's the question. Now this is gonna be my thing. Now, without taking away my faith in Tua, he has had some moments of struggle that Fitzpatrick has had to come in and fix. Does Fitzpatrick stay with the team?
I think it depends on the contract, honestly. Like, I mean, obviously, like that's the main thing with a lot of these people. And Dean Fitzpatrick has been usually like, I mean, like yeah, he's a traveling quarterback, but he tries to stay loyal for the most part. It's just that teams move on from him, so Miami won't be dangerous. Oh, uh, you're funny, Squid. You're funny, but I think Fitzpatrick stays maybe, unless like I don't know how old he is. I don't know if he's close to retiring, but I think he stays with the team because I think that they know Tua's still growing, like, especially after the year he's had. So they're probably gonna try to resign. Like, hey man, we want to do this like you and Tua back and forth routine again. We'll give you some extra money. I think that that's what they need to do right now is keep doing like a you know building Tua up kind of rotation with Fitzpatrick, and then this way, probably when around the time Ryan's done, like when he's like, okay, I've had my year, I'm good. Fitz money Pittsburgh. He ain't going no Pittsburgh. Get out of here with that.
Um,
Go ahead.
no, he is not currently listed on the Miami Dolphins roster.
Man, I know that's true, Squid, but you know that Big Ben's definitely gonna try to. He's gonna hobble down that field for that $40 million. I'm just saying. You know that he may be tired as shit. They're gonna be like, "Hey Ben, you okay?" He's been getting up, his back sore, shit. He's like, "Yeah, fine, 40 million, let's go."
Why was it? No.
I'm just saying he's gonna keep going. So, hey, what's up there, Lambeau? What's good? What's good? What's good? But yeah, I think Fitzmagic's gonna stay in Miami. But then the question is,
Okay, that's just the active.
it's just a question of what's gonna happen with the Dolphins, like who they're gonna pick with that number 3 pick, because it's gonna be an interesting draft for that. as a player or a person. Damn, Lambo. Okay. I'm gonna link some for you. Oh no. Trade Ben for a pick and get Zach Wilson or Kyle Trask. Well, that's what he wants. Okay, so without trading Big Ben like that, I mean, that's what Squid wants is get Kyle Trask, which the Pittsburgh Steelers could kind of get because, I mean, Trask. I don't think he's going to go until Pittsburgh gets him, which that's what I'm hopeful for because I don't see any other teams that really need a quarterback besides possibly Jacksonville, which even then they still have young quarterbacks. The Jets, uh, Pittsburgh, obviously, and yeah, I mean, there's a good amount of quarterbacks in there, so no one will take Ben. Yeah, exactly. Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying though. Is that he's gonna come back for his 40 mil and then retire. It's gonna happen. But anyway, we're getting too diverted on one thing. I'm trying to talk about the year, guys. Holy crap! So anyway, back to this year. You guys can keep going if you want in the chat for that. I get it. This year's been crazy.
It has.
I mean, going back to what we like this whole beginning of the year stuff, we had so much going on. I mean, we had, you know, I mean, first off, I mean, we have Kamara freaking having a crazy year. We have Derrick Henry going 2K, which we kind of expect, but you know, it's still nice to see. Exactly, claps for Derrick Henry because I mean, 2000
Number 5 on the season rushing record list.
Yep. And he's first, obviously, the rushing leader this year, with the second guy being 500 yards behind him. And he whispered it. Okay, that's fine. I'll check it out probably after this squid. But um, but like I said, so yeah, like and so yeah that, and then you have T.J. Watt coming out of nowhere with 15 sacks this year. Phenomenal year for him. Great job. You have some rookies stepping up that we didn't see coming. Justin Jefferson, I mean, like, he was a great receiver, don't get me wrong, but we didn't see him having the number 4 receiving yards in the league this year. Right, Chief?
Wild.
Yeah.
Absolutely wild.
Yeah.
I could not believe that one.
We didn't see, any of this. I mean, it's insane. It's just insane, guys. But it's been, I mean, Rodgers, exactly. And then Rodgers came out saying that he was feeling good this year. Best he's ever felt in a while. Next thing you know, he has
Are you talking?
He has a freaking MVP kind of caliber year.
Oh yeah, you're talking about Aaron Rodgers MVP of the 2020 season. Call it. Like, hands down.
It's a possibility. It's a possibility.
If I'm gonna drop my hammer one more time, it's gonna be on Aaron Rodgers getting MVP.
Yeah, I know. And this is where you guys will see what our choices are. Don't worry, you guys will see it. We'll show you. So, our choices are in. Don't worry, we have our picks. But yeah, it's been, whew. I mean, and then let's go back to even some of the injuries that happened this year that have been really sad. Saquon Barkley, second week in the season, or third week, out for the year. Giants are just like,
Done.
dang. It's just sad, and I hope to see him come back next year stronger than ever. Joe Burrow's out for the season by like almost over halfway through. Really sad to see him go because I mean it was nice to see him even try to do like I mean he was doing so well as a rookie. I unfortunately the team wasn't, but he was still doing what he could with that team. And I enjoyed watching it. We had James Robinson come out of the woodwork and Leonard Fournette got sent away. He comes in and says, "Hey Jacksonville, I'll run the ball for you." Does actually pretty decently. Dak Prescott almost had a freaking phenomenal year. Then he got injured, unfortunately. Same thing. I mean, yeah, and like Chief said with that, it's like a lot of turmoil this year for people, but it's definitely been a great, fun year to watch. That's for sure. I mean, D Hop had a great year with the Cardinals. I was trashing on the fact they signed him for so much, but you know what? He's definitely made his money's worth. I mean, freaking even Seattle, I was kind of questioning the trade for Jamal Adams, and he comes out and gets a defensive back a record for the defensive backs with 9.5 sacks as a strong safety. It's pretty damn good. So, I mean, if there's anything you guys know that has happened this year that you guys are pretty happy for, or like anything that you guys want to mention as well, feel free to put that in the chat as well, because I love reading about this, because, like I said, it's been a year. It has been a year. I mean, anything you have, Chief, this year that you've been like, Hello? Oh, I don't know.
I'm here. I'm sorry.
Oh, no
I
worries.
was
I
adjusting
sorry.
my hat.
No worries. That was my fault. Oh, I was just saying. Anything this year for you though? Like, as far as for like, I don't know, like
Mm.
surprises or big things going on. Anything?
I mean, Dak was my big one.
Okay.
I mean, it took 2 weeks for another quarterback to reach the passing yards that that man was at. I mean, I don't know if I take that back. I do know it would have helped the Cowboys. And this may have definitely been a different season.
Yeah, and I mean,
Devontae Adams joins the 99 club. Well, fuck Madden, but,
I can see him being up there though. Yeah, definitely after this year, I feel like he should at least be at 97, 98. Because you know how Madden is. Madden doesn't like give 99 that easily. So we'll see. We'll definitely see him up there though, for sure. Comeback, yes, but not. Oh yeah, yeah, definitely agree with Chief on the for Alex Smith because Alex Smith, I mean, bro. But
he did have a good year, but he didn't have an Aaron Rodgers year.
um, crap, there was something else I was gonna mention with the whole thing with this year. Oh, so and then just to bring up news this week before we get started. I mean, we all saw it coming, but just have to still put it out there. Adam Gase is gone. No more Jets head coach. Jets
Yes!
made a smart move finally. Houston
Fuck Adam Gase!
Houston definitely made a interesting move as well. Houston signed a Patriots executive to be their GM, so they finally got somebody who's a front office guy to run front office. Holy crap, go figure. And the Chargers fired their head coach after beating the Chiefs.
That one was a little bit of a shock.
That's you beat the Chiefs. You end on a strong note for your team, and then you say, "Hey, good job on that win. By the way, you're fired." Okay. Well, they're really hopeful against somebody in this offseason, that's for sure. I'm just saying. So I will. I didn't like that. I don't. I mean, okay, yeah, they had the backups in Lambeau, but still, I mean, the fact they went 7-9 with a rookie quarterback who no one expected to do as well as Joe Burrows. I'm just
so
saying.
I,
I'm just saying. This has been a good year for Herbert, and even with no running game, they had no running game, and all their players were injured. And they still went 7-9. I'm just
I made a goof in our stats last week.
what'd you do?
Yeah, your hammer is still perfect.
Okay,
I only fucked up one game, so you went 13 and
what the
3,
fuck you mean? Who'd
14
I
and
lose
2.
to?
But it was the Chiefs game.
Son of
I
a bitch!
for some reason marked down that it was right and it was wrong.
Damn it! Should have said Chargers.
But
Wait, I said Chargers.
but
Oh, because I didn't know if we were playing
no,
backups or not, huh?
yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Because that was the thing is that I said the Bears only if Rodgers wasn't playing.
Mm-hmm.
Rodgers was playing, so I counted that one as a win. I even wrote it down in my notebook. You can see it right here. I don't know if you actually can, but it says if no Rodgers.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, shit. I should have stuck with my. I should have chosen mine too. But
It's on video.
it's okay. I said the Chargers. I said the Chiefs would win. I said if the backups come in, Chargers probably will win. But I stuck with the Chiefs just because. Yeah, I mean, I was like,
Hey,
might as well.
13 and 3 is still the best record that we had all season when it comes to
My
weeks.
hammer's still
Whether you want to
perfect.
go based on wins or losses, that was the best record all season. Your hammer is still perfect.
The jet hammer is still going, baby. I got no hammer, but I got. Where is it? No, no. You know what? No,
So
no. I know what I'm gonna use now because you know what?
just my question. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, in remembrance, in remembrance, I'm gonna use the old beard comb as my hammer.
Yeah.
This is gonna be my lucky charm because I don't have a beard anymore. See, nothing. This is gonna be my lucky charm. This is gonna be my hammer. You got this.
Your comb. The lucky comb.
Beard comb. It will be in use one day again. One day. All right.
Yeah. Now I got a question.
Go ahead.
The fuck happened to Miami this game, man?
Yeah, I was gonna say let's get this shit going and oh, I mean I don't know. It's 56-26. I mean, Josh Allen just came in and said, "Look, guys, we we need to show up. We need to make these guys see." And even Matt Barkley, you guys remember him? Who? Yeah, Matt freaking Barkley, the old USC quarterback that disappeared into Philadelphia. Went gone. It was a magic trick. He came back, revived himself. 6-13, 164 yards for a touchdown interception behind Josh Allen's 224 yards, 3 TDs, 1 interception. And, I mean, total, the team had 377 passing yards, 4 TDs, 2 interceptions. That's still a pretty good game for them, like for two quarterbacks.
I mean, Tua didn't play great, or the Bills' defense played phenomenal. Rather, I mean, I was just sad. I was really rooting for the Tua this year. It would have been awesome to see a rookie quarterback get into the playoffs.
Yeah, and looks like Lambo's calling Tua a bust already, even though it's his rookie year.
I mean, he got more playing time than Brady his rookie year, so.
Don't be don't be coming after him like this. Don't be comparing Tua to Brady now. That's that shit.
Oh,
That's that shit. That Byron Jones.
it could happen.
I mean, I'm just saying though. This was definitely a beatdown. I mean, even the rushing game wasn't there. Let's just throw that out there. 20 carries for Miami with 70 yards. Salvin Ahmed 6 for 29 for a touchdown with Miles Gaskin, his old college roommate, 7 for 20 with a touchdown. Both them former UW Huskies. That's right, UW. Right there, University of Washington. My guys. And on the other side, Antonio Williams said, "You know what? I can rush better than both y'all. 12 carries, 63 yards for 2 touchdowns." And then the rest of the team just kind of picked up a couple extra. But yeah, so pretty much no rushing on either side. Whereas, like I said, the passing was all this game had. Tua, like you said, 361 yards, touchdown, 3 picks, unfortunately. But you still had Devontae Parker, 7 catches, 116 yards, and Malcolm Perry with the touchdown for them as well, with Miles Gaskin and Mike Gesicki also stepping up. Gabriel Davis with 2 catches for 107 yards, with 2 long catches, 56 yards and 51 yards. Stephon Diggs, 7 for 76, of course. John Brown, 4 catches and a touchdown. Isaiah McKenzie, 6 catches for 2 touchdowns as well. I mean, uh, just a really good passing game for both sides. Fumble wise, one lost fumble from Miami to Buffalo, and then the defense happened where we had 2 picks by Dean Marlowe for 39 yards, and Josh Norman after that stiff arm on Derrick Henry. He kind of woke the fuck up and said, "Hey, wait a second. No, my career's not over yet." Interception, return for a touchdown, 16 yards. He's trying to make sure he ends on a good note this year after that. You know he's gonna be
Absolutely.
Infamous for that stiff arm. And Xavier Howard said, "You know what? Let let me go and put my interception up. Excuse me. Let me put my interception numbers to double digits. 10 interceptions on the year for him. That's whew. Go ahead and take over, Chief. Holy crap!
Respectable. That is very respectable.
First Norman highlight in 4 years. Savage.
Rough. Maybe true, but rough.
The truth hurts sometimes.
The truth hurt. You know, I really went to AJ Espinoza. I think that's how you... Epineza. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I really wish he did a little bit more. I had him in my Madden last year, and he kicked ass, but he just didn't do it as good as I wanted him to. But yeah, I was very sad with the rest of this game overall. I mean, on the kicking side, Jason Sanders doing what he had to do, 2 field goals, put up 8 points.
And then here comes Tyler Bass said, "Hey, I can do eight
And then
points
Tyler
too."
Bass said, I can do that too, just on touchdowns. Shit.
8 touchdowns on the day.
Boys.
You know Miami's gonna be
It's
working on that
just...
defense next.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, 3 defensive touchdowns against them. Just, that's gross.
Espineza is how I pronounce it. Thank you there, brother, and welcome to brother. Welcome, welcome.
I appreciate it.
Dude, and that's why I said that. I say that too, there, brother. Is that yeah, defense? Miami defense still can be good. It's just that, unfortunately, one, they're playing against the freaking Bills, who have been just stout this year. Two, they still got some work to do. Like it still can be good. Like their secondary, I like. Linebacking core and defensive line, they need to work on for sure in Miami. But we'll see what happens. And so with that, the next game, Chief.
You want to talk about another blowout?
You wanna show him your hat real quick and see why you're taking over this game real quick?
I was very excited about this game. The boys in purple are getting back to what made them great. Now, 404 total rushing yards from the team. That is a franchise record. J.K. Dobbins, 160 yards and 2 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson going 97 yards. And you got Gus Edwards going 60 yards. Just absolutely amazing. Mark Ingram even in there for a little bit. Devin Duvernay, Justice Hill, Tyler Huntley. They let everybody run the ball this game. They didn't give a shit. They knew what they needed to do, and they worked with it. You know, only 121 yards on the passing side. Lamar Jackson, 3 touchdowns throwing, and an interception. Not terrible, getting a 91 rating. On the other side, Brandon Allen just not doing great. The Ravens defense really just holding them there. 6 for 21.
Didn't even get a rating. Didn't even get a rating.
0 rating.
Oh my. Oh my. Dude, and then 404 yards rushing. 404 yards. With J.K. Dobbins 160 yards rushing. Lamar with 94. Lamar, stop running the fucking ball. You got J.K. Dobbins. Let's go, buddy. Boost those passing numbers up.
No. Hell no. Absolutely not. I respectfully disagree with you there.
Why?
And it has not. Lamar, because of what Brethren just says. Lamar Jackson throws touchdowns, not yards. What up, Bruce?
Damn it, brother. Why you gotta come in and say some shit like that? You right. Damn it. But still, I just feel like in the long run,
Lamar
I'm
Jackson
just saying
threw
in
under
the long
3,000
run.
yards.
In the long
Look at the game. Look at the game plan, though. Look at the games that the Ravens lost this year, or they struggled this year. They were trying to throw the ball.
Look at the
Lamar
receiving
Jackson
numbers
was
too. You
trying
gotta
to go,
say though,
I'm not just a running back.
Your receiving numbers aren't there though. That's the problem we had too earlier this year. If you remember, Marquise Brown with Mark Andrews with Willie Snead. You didn't have the numbers there.
Which, you know, but I know, which is why they worked with what works best for them. Get the yards downfield with the run. Keep going. You might get lucky and hit Miles Boykin for a 43-yard tutter. Awesome. But, you know, that's all you really need. 43 yards from Miles Boykin on the one catch. Marquise Brown, 41 yards and 2 touchdowns. I'll take it.
But again, it's
What would you rather have?
Well, I'm just saying for Squid
we play a player league together. You're a quarterback.
Yeah.
Would you rather have an 8,000-yard season with 5 touchdowns?
Well,
or a 500-yard season with 50 touchdowns?
Of course, I'd rather have the touchdowns. Yes, absolutely. You're right. I'd rather have the score. You're right. I'm just saying that, like, like for Squid, just to kind of, like, you know, yes, they had 400 yards rushing, which is still, don't get me wrong, still phenomenal. Still, doesn't matter who they play against. Great freaking game running. But I will say, it's against the Bengals, who decimated their entire team. Burrows is injured right now. Obviously, the guy, what's his name? The one that's in right now, we just said his name. Whatever. He had a horrible game, which is weird because he had some awesome games, even against the Steelers.
Yes.
Which is, I mean, weird. But like I said, their defense though has been pretty much non-existent. Like they got rid of Carlos Dunlap and like I just for me personally, like I said, the reason I'm not saying that Lamar need like sorry I can't even think right now. Well, Lamar. It's one of those things you just gotta be careful though. I mean, obviously, like Lamar, yeah, he could run the ball, but then what happens? He gets hit. He gets hit. He's down. What now? Like, who's your backup? Like, what are you gonna do? I mean, safety wise, you're putting Lamar out there to get hit a lot. I mean, Russell, we used to have. I mean, for Seattle, we had Russell do that a lot, and now he doesn't
But that's the
anymore.
thing is he played running back. He knows like and he can prepare for those hits.
Well, what about Cam
Yes,
Newton
he
too? Though
still
Cam Newton the
fumbles,
same
but
thing
he
though. I mean, he got injured too though.
I mean, I hope they're working on protecting him better, but I mean, I don't know. You got me on that one. I will give you that one. Like, yeah, if he gets hurt like Cam Newton got hurt, he's fucked.
Yeah. Now,
So I mean,
but
maybe
I
yes,
will
develop
admit
a
though,
little
you
bit
are right
more,
about the
but
numbers though. You are right about the numbers that rushing wise. I mean, like you said, 100 yards, the 3 touchdowns, and 400 yards rushing, meaning they run the ball all the way up the field, and then 5 yard dump off for a touchdown. Hey, runs the clock off, gets you a score. I get it. It's a great time. I'm just saying that, you know, I mean, there's been games this year where he's tried forcing the run when he had probably someone downfield. And he needs to make sure he knows that, yes, he can run the ball still, but still know that he has J.K. Dobbins. Like, J.K. Dobbins can be his running guy. He still makes some throws, though. Like, that's all I'm trying. I mean, like I said, against a team like Cincinnati that didn't have a strong D line, compared to going against a team like the Steelers, the Saints, who have strong D lines, it's going to be a night and day kind of story. That's all I'm just, and then that's where you just gotta be kind of careful with that. And yeah, I saw what Brother was saying. We get to know there. Yeah, Jimmy, one of our backup quarterbacks
I
just
agree.
RG Chase. Okay, Chase McSorley, I like him over RG3 right now. RG3, I wouldn't trust to run the
Yes.
ball though because I mean he has that bad knee. I wouldn't trust RG3 to run the ball.
No, I don't trust RG3 throwing. I trust him on the run.
Really? Oh, I, I haven't seen him throw the ball, so I couldn't say. I really can't say how he is throwing.
He's not the best thrower. I mean, he can still make some of those clutch situations, but he definitely knows that he is the backup.
As much
So
as he doesn't like to admit it, he
I
is.
don't think yeah. No, he knows and he's kind of accepted that role,
Okay. But and like
which
Squid
is
said,
good.
can the Ravens beat the Steelers with that running? That's the gonna be a question. Well, if they have to face the Steelers, even Cleveland, even if they face Cleveland, Cleveland has a strong D line too. Miles Garrett, I can't name the rest honestly, but they do have a strong defensive
It's
front.
gonna be tough, and I mean, and I can't talk more than just an extremely hopeful fan.
Yeah,
I mean, we were put in the same position last year. Now, granted, last year we had the week off. Maybe things would be a little bit different this year because we don't have that week off. We're not taking it as easy, like, and especially going into the Titans game again for the playoffs. They don't want to get eliminated in the wild card or the first round again by the Titans. So it's like this is a revenge game.
yeah, agreed. And the Browns got COVID. Talk about luck for the Steelers. They probably won't push the game back. Oh wow! I mean, they won by 2 with Rudolph in. So
I mean, all right, Lambo. I mean, clearly, I'm not a Steelers fan, but like Steelers got fucked this year.
true, it's true.
They they had a bye week that they ended up getting moved. Then they got the fucking oh yeah oh by the way your game was supposed to be this time, but now it's not. Now we're going to move one of your games, but we're not going to move the next game, even though we're moving the next game for the other team. That other team was my team. The fucking Steelers got shit on. If they deserve any bit of luck, it's going into the fucking playoffs. I will give him that.
And brethren, thank you. I was trying to think of the other names. Yeah, Sheldon Richardson, Olivier Vernon. Those are the three I was trying to think of for their D line because I remember Olivier Vernon has had a great year. Sheldon Richardson has been tough up the middle. Yes, absolutely, you were right about that. And Vernon's hurt. We lost Bud all year. Yup. Uh, the luck was that easy ass schedule. The luck was that easy ass schedule. Woo! Ouch. I don't know who. Wait, are you talking about Steelers or Browns? I can't remember. The Steelers played Rudolph.
Teams don't make the schedule.
Yeah, no, they don't, and it's been shown many a times. I meant when the Browns.
I got you, Roost.
I meant when the Browns beat the. Oh, gotcha. Well, if anything, speaking of the Steelers Browns, though, since we're going to be talking about that, let's go and move on into our next game. Wait, wait, hold on. Time out. I think we missed some stuff here. Let me just go ahead and finish. Like you said, we had Miles Boykin here with the receiving, one catch for a touchdown. Marquise Brown with the 2 touchdowns, obviously. Went 5 for 8 on targets, which is okay. Still 4 for 7 for Mark Andrews. Not too bad still. On the other side, I mean, dude was just missing everything. 1 for 2 to Ethan Carter, Drew Sample, 2 for 5, or 1 catch for 21 yards, 1 for 2, 2 for 3 with Drew Sample, 1 for 3, 1 for 1, 1 for 3, 0 for 6 to AJ Green. AJ Green could not catch anything that was thrown to him. Whether it was on target or not, I don't know. 1 interception.
I'm still here. Just had to disappear for a second.
You good. Akeem Davis Gaither with interception. Marcus Peters, Chuck Clark both also with interception as well. And 7 punts for Kevin Huber compared to 2 from Johnny Townsend. 1 kick, for Austin Sabert, and 1 for Justin Tucker with 5.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1 kick.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1 kick. Wait, what?
That's he was like 3, 7, 6, 5, 1 kick.
Yeah, I had to go through my numbers.
5, 4, 3,
I had to go
2,
through
1
the
kick.
numbers. I was finding it. But 1 kick for Austin Saber for 3 points, and Justin Tucker 1 for 1 with 5 extra points for 8 points for Justin Tucker. There you go. Now, we'll see how that goes into the playoffs. Like I said, moving on to this next one, which we're going to see a repeat this coming week. Browns winning by 2 points to the Steelers. But again, close game on this one. They're coming back next week saying, hey, let's do it again. Let's see what happens. Mayfield needs to step these numbers up. I'm already going to start right now. If the Browns...
You need to pump those numbers up.
That's right. Because, honestly, if they're going to be playing the Steelers, especially in playoff formation, when they have Big Ben back and everybody else, Baker's need to step that shit up.
See, I can't even say their rookie numbers, because his rookie year, he fucking did better.
Baker Mayfield, 17-27, 196 yards with 1 touchdown, 4 sacks for 30 yards. Definitely with the O-line need to block him a lot better. 4 sacks for 30, you cannot do that.
And he needs to throw the ball.
Throw the fucking ball.
It's called get the ball, throw the ball.
Just throw the ball. For fuck's sakes.
TJ's hunting hard.
Oh, TJ's hungry. TJ's hungry for that sack. He wants them sacks real bad. He wants to knock the Browns out of the fucking playoffs. TJ's coming for that ass. Real quick. The Browns need to attack the Steelers lineman core to win this game. 100%. That's where the running game is to come into play, because if you see, the running game destroyed them in this one. Pittsburgh rushing, 20 carries for 85 yards, no touchdowns. On the other side, 31 carries for 192 yards. Nick Chubb alone had more yards than the entire team. 14 carries, 108 yards for a touchdown. Jarvis Landry went running for 3 yards as well, so 2 touchdowns.
Why not? Give it to fucking Jarvis.
Why not? Jarvis is their guy right now. Mason Rudolph saying, hey, I can possibly be the future quarterback. We don't believe him, but he still went 22 of 39, 315 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Putting up some numbers like Matt Flynn did for the Packers back in the day. A backup that says, hey, I could be a quarterback. Not really, but whatever floats your boat. And receiving wise, Rashard Higgins, 2 for 55, Jarvis Landry, 5 for 51, Austin Hooper with their 1 touchdown, 4 for 37, Chase Claypool, 5 for 101 with a touchdown, Deontay Johnson, 3 for 96, Juju Smith-Schuster, 6 for 65 and a touchdown. All this came down to wire. So where they slacked off in rushing, they stepped up in passing, and where Cleveland was just smoking on rushing, their passing wasn't there because Baker's still being fucking Baker. Needs to step up and throw the fucking ball. Don't be and that's where
accurately.
And that's where I get flustered with him, because again, I know a lot of people. Let me see if I missed anything in the chat. Just want to make sure. The reason why I say all this is because I think that, yes, Baker can be a good quarterback. We've seen it the last few weeks before this, where he had 4 touchdowns, 250 plus yards, But like, you don't even need a lot of touchdowns. Just get the ball down the fucking field. Like, that's what I'm do.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying though. Is like he can do this. He's shown that he can do it. But it's like this inconsistency. It's like Kirk Cousins in
Yes,
Minnesota.
exactly, Lambo. He can go off or he can suck.
It's just like Kirk Cousins.
No in between.
I call I call Kirk Cousins Burke when he's doing good and Kirk when he's not because he has a split personality when he wants to do well and when he wants to suck. Baker has a brother named I don't even know what to go with Baker. I don't know. Freaking sorry, I almost dropped my cone. That was my fault. I don't know. He has like a second brother who comes in when he does like wants to actually be a quarterback or when he wants to just be a backup. It's I could go off about it, but I've already talked about it a lot. I just think that he needs to step up. Uh, Defensively speaking, Jacob Phillips from Browns did really well, or did the most tackles, 10 total, 8 solo, 1 tackle for loss, quarterback hit. Alex Highsmith on the other side, 9 total tackles, 6 solo, 1 sack, tackle for loss, quarterback hit. Jaron Elliott, Stephon Tuitt, and Chris Wormley all with a sack each, coming after Baker Mayfield, and Olivier Vernon with the 1 sack for them as well. Interception for MJ Stewart, who returned it for 30 yards. And punting wise, both had 3 punts each. Kicking wise, Matthew Wright 3 for 3 with 1 extra point. Cleveland 1 field goal with 3 for 3 extra points. So again, there's your difference maker right there. Pittsburgh 10 total points of offense, 3 drives resulting in 9 points, whereas Cody Parkey on the other side, 3 drives equaling 21 with his 3 extra point field goals. Gotta finish those drives, man. Excuse me. Ugh. So, like I said, just wanted to get through all those stats. Back to what I was saying before with Chief here. Close game on this one, with Big Ben coming back though, and everything else. I think that the Browns really, like I said, Baker needs to step the fuck up. The running game needs to still do what it did, and defensively, they need to hold Big Ben. They need to make sure they keep Big Ben down because otherwise, Ben's gonna roll them over. I mean, yeah, he's almost 40, or he is 40, but the Duke is a better quarterback than Mason is right now. Period. So it's gonna be interesting to watch.
Absolutely. And speaking of Burke,
Speaking of Mr. Berkey,
look who showed up this week.
Against his NFC North rival, the Detroit Lions, against Matthew Stafford, who people are saying could be leaving Detroit. And by could be leaving, more like being forced out. People are already calling for his head, saying it's been 12 years, 11 or 12 years, and they're ready to move on. I don't know how you feel about that. I think that the coaching has been the problem because they had that year where they had Caldwell, and I felt like they were going to do well, and they got rid of him for some reason and brought in Matt Patricia, and that was a mistake, just the biggest mistake right there. Like you already had a good coach, and you wanted to go for some guy who everyone didn't like him. After he got fired, so many players went to Twitter and said, "Thank goodness, get the fuck out,
Yeah.
piece of shit." Pretty much. Like I mean, they didn't say it like that, but they definitely incited that. So, Kirk Cousins over here, 28 of 40, or I'm sorry, not Kirk, Burke Cousins, because that's his brother. 28 of 40, 405 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 sacks for 22 yards, 127 rating. And Stafford on the other side didn't even do bad. 20 of 31, 293 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. I mean, like I said, Stafford still got it. You just need to have a fucking team around him.
Yeah, he needs weapons.
Like, legitimately.
He doesn't have weapons, and it's sad.
And yes, they did, Eagles. They definitely fucked Caldwell over. They definitely have, like, and that's why I think it's sad. They didn't go find him and bring him back because he had that team locked in. Like, they were going to be good. And then Detroit said, well, we like Matt Patricia, and he said he'd come coach for us, so it's not going to work, man. Is it free agent? Do you think he gets re-signed? I think so. I mean, he had a good year this year for the Bears, and unless they want to drop the money, he gets re-signed. If they don't, He's gonna get a fat contract somewhere. Like Philadelphia will sign him for a fat contract. You already know it. Like Eagles need a receiver, and Allen Robinson would be a guy to go.
Yes.
Detroit had he had Detroit at 11-5 season, right? Something like that. Yeah, it was like a 10-6, 11-5 season. It was a winning season, and they fired his ass for Matt Patricia. It grossed me out. It really did. I couldn't believe it. Like, and I'm not even a Detroit fan, and I saw that shit. But rushing wise, both teams had about 120 plus yards. Alexander Madison, 21 for 95 yards and a touchdown. Kirk Cousins, or Burke, sorry, 5 carries, had 1 yard gain, which ended up being his one touchdown. Or, sorry, 4 yard gain ended up being a touchdown, but then he rushed 4 other times that were just not good. Adrian Peterson, 7 carries, 63 yards for a touchdown. DeAndre Swift, 12 carries, 54 yards for a touchdown. Both, like, Adrian Peterson just stuffing his Hall of Fame numbers pretty much. Jefferson, pretty much.
Getting up there.
Justin Jefferson, candidate for Offensive Rookie of the Year for NFC. 9 catches, 133 yards with 12 targets. On the other side, Marvin Jones, 8 catches, 180 yards for 2 touchdowns with Quintez Cephas with 2 catches, 51 yards and a touchdown. Alexander Madison and Chad Beebe and Amir Abdullah, each with a catch for a touchdown over on the Viking side as well. Fumble wise, we have 2 on the Vikings with none lost, with Jamal Agnew losing 1 to the Vikings from Detroit, and Tracy Walker stepping up, 13 total tackles, 11 solo, 1 tackle for loss, which was a sack. Lonnie Tavai with 12 tackles, 8 solo, with 1 tackle for loss. And on the other side, you had Harrison Smith, 9 total tackles, 7 solo, with 1 pass deflection and 1 interception as well for Mr. Harrison Smith. And Kevin Strong and Romeo Okwara with a sack as well. And nothing really in the return game. Kicking wise, Dan Bailey still missing some field goals, 1 for 2 on field goal percentage and 4 for 5 on extra points. Definitely not securing his job in Minnesota right now. Matt Prater, 1 for 1 with 2 for 3 on extra points. Again, can't be missing
Matt
those.
Prater.
Can't be missing those.
You can't be missing those.
Especially when you lose by 2 points.
But, hold on. But do you cut the man some slack when he won your city? Free beer!
No. Fuck the beer. We won championship. What the hell you mean?
But everybody won Bud Light.
Bud Light, that's the worst fucking beer, dude. Like, oh, I'm sorry. Let me drink some piss water while I'm at it, alright? Freaking, like, I'll probably get more drunk off my own piss water than fucking Bud Light, okay? Bud Light just makes you want to vomit.
The man kicked a 59-yard field goal and won his entire city free beer if you were the age of 21 or over.
And then all of a sudden, they all had a huge plumbing issue in Detroit because everyone puked their guts out afterward. Because the fucking Bud Light made them sick. Fucking shit.
Yeah.
Hey now, I like Bud Light. I'm just talking shit. But I honestly have had Bud Light, and yeah, I'm just not a beer guy. I'm really not. I'm more of like if I'm gonna drink, I'm gonna have like a rum and coke or something like that, or I'm just gonna have straight liquor. I can't do beer. I just don't like it. But yeah, like I said, with everything going on with Detroit, I mean Robert Saleh would be a great candidate for them as a head coach. Eric Bieniemy, I feel like Eric Bieniemy has a lot of choices. He'll be a great coach somewhere. I feel like has to be an offensive team though. Detroit, I feel like Robert Saleh is a great choice right now. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what Detroit does for the head coach position. And for the Vikings, I mean, I say Kirk needs to go. I'm gonna say it. Kirk needs to go. But yeah, squad, you got a veteran receiver you want to send to Pittsburgh?
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
Do you see a 70-yard field goal try? Yes, we did.
I mean, I don't know if I would have done that there, but
up on a hope and
whatever
a prayer.
works
Hope
for
and a
you.
prayer. You never know. You never know what could happen.
Hope and a prayer.
I mean, maybe he kicks it and there's a big 50-mile-per-hour wind that just carries that sucker all the way in. You never know. Gotta try.
I'll try.
The Titans, the Bills OC. Yep, exactly. And like I said, Bills OC could be candidate for it. Titans OC, I don't know about that one. That'd be interesting, but I feel like the Bills OC, obviously Bieniemy, KCOC, if you will, and Robert Saleh are three great candidates for Detroit. Honestly, that's my thing. But yes, moving on to the next game where we have the Patriots and what could be, and I think will be, Cam Newton's last game as a starting quarterback in the NFL.
Ooh,
What do you think?
bold move. You see, I kind of think so as well.
Urban Meyer to Jags could happen. Could happen if they need a coach. Because I don't know if they fired their coach or not. But yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, they did. Okay. Well then, yeah. Urban Meyer
Yeah,
definitely could be a
it
coach.
was GM and head coach.
I definitely can see. Oh, that's right. I remember you telling me about that. Which was a smart move. Because the Jags pretty much destroyed their team this year. It wasn't good.
Oh yeah.
Sam Darnold, one touchdown, two interceptions on 266 yards for the Jets with three sacks, 27 yards. Cam Newton said, "Hey, I'll play quarterback today." 21 completions for 30 attempts, 242 yards, three touchdowns with three sacks on 23 yards. But again, too little, too late for Cam Newton. I feel like because he's had a whole year to prove himself and going 7-9 this year for the Patriots with the numbers that he's had all year. I just don't. I don't see them bringing him back to be a starter. They could bring him back as a backup. I don't see him coming back as a starter. But with the rushing totals as well, 11 for 79 yards for Newton. Sony Michel, 16 carries, 76 yards. Josh Adams, 11 carries, 47 yards and a touchdown. Ty Johnson, 11 carries for 45 yards. Receiving wise, Jacoby Myers, 6 catches for 68 yards. Sony Michel, Devin Asiasi, and James White, and Cam Newton himself, all with a receiving touchdown as well as Chris Herndon on the Jets with the one touchdown from Sam Darnold as well. James Ferentz and Damier Byrd each with an fumble, but they recovered it, so it's okay. Uh, Marcus May, 10 total tackles, 7 solo with 1 tackle for loss. Bryce Hager, half a sack with 8 total tackles, 6 solo. Um, Frankie Louvu with a sack, Terrell Basham with the other half sack, and Bryce Huff with a sack. On the other side, Chase Winovich with 2 sacks for the Patriots, 6 total tackles, 4 solo, 1 pass deflection, and 3 quarterback hits, getting after Sam Darnold as much as he could.
Oh
And
yeah.
Adam Butler with the other sack as well. J.C. Jackson said, "Hey, I'm almost to the top. Let's get this." 9 total interceptions on the year with the one extra today, so that was, or he had 8 with one today, or with one that day. So 9 interceptions, finishing the year right behind Xavier Howard for interceptions. Well done, J.C. Jackson, Xavier Howard. Great years for them on interceptions. Jonathan Jones as
Very
well with a
nice.
pick as well. Yes, sir. 9 interceptions, 10 receptions, ridiculous. And no field goals from either kicker. The extra points are all perfect. And punt wise, you had Jake Bailey with 6 punts, 3 inside the 20. Braden Mann, 5 punts with 1 inside the 20, showing how far the Jets had to go for their touchdowns compared to the Patriots and how far they usually had to go. Let's see. Where Edelman been? Cam played good with him on the field. Yep, then got COVID and played bad. Like I said, whatever happened this year, I feel like it was Cam's one shot. He got signed. Nobody else wanted him. And after this year, I still don't think anybody's going to want him for a starting quarterback, especially with the draft coming up with all the young quarterbacks that are coming in. Zach Wilson, Justin
Yes.
Fields, Kyle Trask, Trevor Lawrence, possibly. It's gonna Mac Jones. It's gonna be tough for Cam to get a job, and yeah, I just see him coming in as a backup pretty much. What's up, Tyler? Oh, I know he's gonna say you spelled Chiefs wrong there, buddy.
Oh, you spelled your own team wrong.
You spelled Chiefs with an EI instead of NIE there, bud.
Silly.
The Chiefs. The Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
The Chiefs. Sounds like a native. Oh, what you talking about the Chiefs, eh?
The Chiefs.
Anyway, let's see. What are you saying? I say they keep Jets quarterback for competition. That's what I'm saying to Lambo is that if they bring him back, bitch. Well, then spell it right, then Tyler. Damn. And yeah, you guys got first seed. We know it's Mahomes, Hill, Robinson, Hardman. They didn't even need a running game this year. Freaking Edwards-Helaire didn't do shit this year, and they still got first seed.
I
Not
know.
not surprised.
Wild.
But anyway, where are we at? Sorry. Oh, we're at the Cowboys and Giants. The
Yes, sir.
G-Men. Making sure Dallas sat with them. They're like, you know what? We're out of the freaking playoffs. So are you. Smack them down.
Well, it was it. Both teams could have gotten in if they won and Washington lost, but Washington wasn't about that shit this week.
No. But they still, you're going to make sure Dallas did not get in. So, Andy Dalton, 29-47, 243 yards, 0 touchdowns and 1 interception, 6 sacks for 44 yards, and a 66 rating. Deion Jones on the other side, 17-25, 229 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception with 2 sacks. So, not too bad of a game for Daniel Jones. I mean, not a lot done, but he did enough to get the job done. So, not bad. Not bad. Andy Dalton with the most rushing yards as well. Even though Ezekiel ran the ball 14 times for 42 yards and a touchdown, Dalton said, I got 6 more yards than you. 7 carries on 48 yards. On the other side, Wayne Gallman, 11 carries, 65 yards, and Sterling Shepard, 2 carries for 24 yards and a touchdown as well. Receiving, Sterling Shepard said, hey, I'm also a receiver. 8 catches, 112 yards for a touchdown. Dante Pettis, who the Giants got from a waiver from the Niners, 2 catches, 43 yards for a touchdown. Definitely a good signing for them. They needed that. Dalton Schultz on the other side, 7 catches for 70 yards. And Michael Gallup, 4 catches for 49 yards. And CeeDee Lamb, 5 for 43. They had 2 fumbles for the Giants, 1 loss that was covered by the Dallas Cowboys by Chidobe Awuzie. I don't know if I say that name right.
I think so.
Thank you. Blake Martinez had 11 total tackles, 6 solo with 1 sack. Tate Crowder, 11 total tackles with 7 solo. Jalen Smith, 10 total with 9 solo sacks. Jalen Smith finishes with second most tackles in the NFL this year behind Zach Cunningham of the Houston Texans with 164. And Zach Cunningham with the only player this year with over 100 tackles, solo tackles the entire year. So
amazing.
Good job to Mr. Zach Cunningham as well. And we had Trayvon Diggs 4 for 4 with 2 pass deflections, doing what he can as a rookie. And interception wise, Xavier McKinney on the Giants and Donovan Wilson on the Cowboys each had an interception. Nothing really going on in the return game. Mr. Greg Zierlein, hello, how you doing? Getting the most points for the team right here. 4 for 4, 1 for 1 for field goals with a total of 13 points. Well done, sir. Way to finish the year strong. Graham Gano said,
Proud of him.
Graham Gano said, I could kick a little bit. 5 points, missed an extra point. Whatever. Didn't hurt them. And
still kept them in the lead.
pretty much. Hunter Niswander, 6 punts for 1 inside the 20, 5 punts for Riley Dixon, 2 inside the 20. So, unfortunately for this game, like he said, knocks them both out of the playoffs. Giants said, hey, we're going to make it if they lose. Washington said, yeah, you got jokes, we won. So they're both going to be sitting out this playoffs, unfortunately. But, again, future's looking bright for them. Cowboys going to be getting Dak back next year. Giants going to be getting Saquon Barkley back next year. Should be interesting to see. Next game we got Mr. Brady, who you were just talking about, said, hey, remember last week when I got those touchdowns? Well, let's see a repeat of that this week. And, excuse me.
Took him a little bit longer, but, that's okay.
It's alright. Matt Ryan, we'll start with him. 29 of 44, 265 yards with 2 touchdowns and 1 sack. Tom Brady, 26 of 41, 399 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception with 1 sack as well. Brian Hill in Atlanta said, "Hey, I'm a running back. 9 carries, 94 yards, 10 averaging about 10 yards a carry with a 62-yard long run. Crazy, crazy run for him." Todd Gurley, 9 for
Beautiful run.
18. Uh, Ronald Jones the second, 12 for 78 for a touchdown. And yeah, pretty much that's about the. Well, Matt Ryan ran one in as well for them, so they each had a touchdown in the running game. But I say the pass games probably would really change the game on this one. Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah.
It won't scroll down. Why?
Just,
There we go.
yeah. So fumbles. Matt Ryan lost it. Matt Ryan fumbled twice, lost it once. Calvin Ridley also fumbled once and lost it. Brian Hill with a fumble, but that one was recovered. On the other side, you got Sean Murphy Bunting with a recovery and Antoine Winfield Jr. with a recovery as well. Amazing performance from him this year.
Yeah.
This.
All right, sounds good, brother. I'll see you in a bit there, man. And Boogie, be nice. Be nice to the Falcons. You need to stop that.
I mean, he ain't wrong though. Like,
you know what? Just wait. We'll wait till next year. I'm not gonna let you guys say all that crap right now. Matt Ryan's garbage. I don't know about garbage. I don't know about garbage there, Boogie. You need to hold that stuff right there.
yeah.
But oh my Lord, have mercy. This thing is just being ridiculous for me right now. There we go. Just trying to get rid of some of these tabs for me. That's with me. Anyway, so.
I have 87 tabs. I can't tell what one's playing music.
I didn't have 87 tabs. I just have the one tab. You did.
Sure.
Let's see. Wait, man. Okay. Here goes Lambo and Boogie. Okay, y'all have fun with that. Alright, back to the game we have at hand, though. So, where was I at? Oh, sorry, receiving. So, Antonio Brown said, "Hey, remember me back in Pittsburgh days? I'm still here. 11 catches, 138 yards with 2 touchdowns. Finally showing he's a receiver that Brady could throw to. 11 for 14. Chris Godwin said, "Hey, what about me? 5 catches, 133 yards with 2 touchdowns as well. Mike Evans, 3 for 46 as well. On the other side, we have Russell Gage, still trying to show that he's a good target for Atlanta. 9 for 91 with a touchdown. Calvin Ridley, 8 for 52. And Hayden Hurst, 4 for 28 with a touchdown as well. And fumble-wise, 4 total fumbles for the Falcons, 2 lost to the Buccaneers. Oh, yeah, I think you said this, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I'm scrolling down the list. Okay, and you got all the way to...
Haha.
And they only had 1 punt all game, too. That's crazy. Mr. Sterling Hoffrichter with the 1 punt for 43 yards, and that is it. Otherwise, we had field goals with Ryan Suckup, 3 for 3, 5 for 5, 14 points. Young Hoku, 2 for 2, 3 for 3 with 9 points. That's crazy. That's a crazy
Young Hoku killing it.
Young Hoku killing it. Ryan Suckup killing it. And unfortunately, I would just say the Buccaneers offense just had more give, or just had more push than the Falcons really did this week.
Yeah.
Which, obviously, reason why Atlanta is saying, finish the year, we're done. We want to go looking forward to the draft. We have the number 4 pick? Number 5? 4?
Who?
The Falcons, I think.
Oh, yeah, Falcons got number 4.
Yep, so Falcons are, look, we got the number 4 pick. We're looking forward to it. Buccaneers said, draft, screw that. We want in the playoffs. Let's go. And Brady's like, hey, maybe I can retire this year. Who knows? So, we'll see what happens. But, overall, I feel like right now, Buccaneers going in and playing Washington as their first game is definitely I think it's a good thing for them. I know it's kind of weird to say that, and I mean, like, I'm not trying to disrespect the Washington football team for that. But the fact they're going in, they have to play Washington as their first game, is a little bit more of a blessing to have to face somebody like, the Saints, who have destroyed them each of their games this year. That That's the Packers, who are we have coming up next, who have been pretty much dominant with Rodgers and everything else right now. So I mean, yeah, I mean Buccaneers can at least get through the wild card round, at least to enjoy the playoffs a little bit more. I think. There we go. Let's see. I want the football team to beat Tampa. You know, Eagles. I don't blame you for that. I can definitely see that happening. Yeah, the Falcons might get Micah Parsons. You know, that would be a good draft. That really would. I mean, they do need a linebacker, and Micah would be. Uh, is Micah Parsons the pass rusher? He's a middle linebacker. I want to say Micah Parsons. Do you remember, Chief?
Yeah, he's a middle linebacker.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, he's definitely a big like run like he holds that middle ground really well. So he definitely needs they definitely need that though for the Falcons defense. Like secondary wise, they need a lot too. But let's just face it, the Falcons need everything they can get right now.
Oh yeah.
Linebacker. I mean, you do have Deion Jones in middle inside as a middle linebacker. Um, I get that you want Micah Parsons. That's actually a good pickup. I still think the Falcons should draft Patrick Surtain though from Alabama, the cornerback, because they definitely need that secondary, and I think Patrick Surtain would be definitely a boost in that secondary. Excuse me, but moving on to this next game, and Chief Aroni, it's your boy.
Oh, you mean Mr. MVP Aaron Rodgers?
Possible MVP, yes. Go ahead.
No, 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 no.
Don't you?
Mr.
We will talk about this later. We will
MVP
talk about.
Aaron
Don't you start
Rodgers.
with me. But yes,
So
Mr.
anyway,
Rodgers.
Mr. MVP Aaron Rodgers going off with 240 yards, 4 touchdowns. My boy, just having one of the best career years. I mean, 48 touchdowns on the year. You know how many times their punter punted? 43. They punted less times than they got touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers, MVP edition. Anyway, on the other side, Mitch Trubisky, not doing as bad in yards, 252. However, 0 touchdowns and an interception. Not what you're trying to do before your team potentially makes a great playoff run. I mean, yeah, just on the Russian side, Aaron Jones still being a little bit of a monster. Cooling it a little bit this week, before the playoffs. They already got the first seed. Why not? 42 yards and a touchdown. Awesome. Jamal Williams with 26 yards. Aaron Rodgers running once. Even Marquise Valdez Scandling
There you go.
running once. Uh, on the other side, David Montgomery only running the ball for 69 yards. Nice, but needs to be a little bit more. 4 touchdowns, though, at least, so that's good. Mitch Trubisky running the ball a couple times, too. The receiving end, the ball was just getting thrown to everybody. You got Marquise Stanley for 87 yards and a touchdown. Devontae Adams, 46 yards and a touchdown. Aaron Jones, 43 yards. Robert Tonyan.
Mm-hmm.
Tonyan?
Tanyan.
Thanks, son. Tonyan, thanks. Got 18 yards and a touchdown. And Dominic Daffrey with 13 yards and a touchdown as well. A couple passes getting thrown out there. On the other side, Darnell Mooney, 93 yards. Montgomery with 63 yards. Komet with 41. Allen Robinson with 37. No touchdowns on that side at all. Both sides with a fumble and a loss. Tavon Austin fumbled the ball, lost it. DeAndre Carson scooping it up on the Bear side, and Komet fumbling. Rashawn Gary picking it up on the Green Bay side. Jet, defensive.
Defensively, you got Chris Barnes on the Packers side saying, "Hey, I got 14 total tackles, 8 solo, with a tackle for loss." Darnell King and Kevin King, Darnell Savage and Kevin King. Let's see if I can just say it, two separate names. Each got 10 total tackles. Savage with 8 solo, King with 7 solo. King had 2 pass deflections to add with that. On the other side, you got Danny Trevathan, 8 total tackles, 4 solo with a tackle for loss. Khalil Mack, 4 total tackles, 3 solo with a sack and a tackle for loss, being the quarterback hit as well. And if we scroll down a little bit more, we have the interception from Adrian Amos being returned for 24 yards. And looks like returning wise, there wasn't much going on there. And for kicking, you have Cairo Santos, pretty much over half the points for them, 3 for 3 with 1 for 1 extra point, 10 points total. Mason Crosby said, "That's cute. Let me just make these extra points for them. 5 points out of the 35 points for the Packers." Punting wise, 2 punts for J.K. Scott for 1 inside the 20. Pat O'Donnell said, 1 for 1 is all I need. And the Bears pretty much didn't do much after that. Bears also pretty much like barely making it to playoffs. Going to go play the Saints this week. Not looking like a strong suit for them. I mean, who knows what could happen coming in, but I still think the Saints defense is really strong going up against Trubisky. I think Drew Brees is still a pretty decent enough quarterback. He's going to probably have a fun time with the Bears defense. But again, this is the playoffs. Anything can happen. I mean, Seattle, for instance, played the Saints. We went 7-9 that year. Marshawn Lynch, obviously, as you all remember, beast run, freaking had the earthquake run, or whatever you want to call it. Pretty much the Seahawks moved on after that and lost the next week after that. But like I said, anything can happen. But so far, statistically speaking, Bears look like they're going to be going to next week, and then bye-bye. Packers, on the other hand, are looking like a strong suit right now. Going into next week, watching the other teams play, having a nice little relaxing time, maybe getting mentally prepared for when they play the next game. But
Absolutely.
otherwise, they're feeling pretty good about this year so far. Rodgers, obviously, finishing strong, like you said, almost a perfect rating, 10 way. Just fantastic year for Rodgers. Phenomenal year. Well done.
MVP Rodgers.
Rodgers! Packers better get Waddle. Whew, you guys are all sorts of all over the place there. Alright, next up we got the 1 point
A super
win.
close game.
1 point win for the Raiders against the Broncos. Raiders said we want to finish off strong with an even record, to which they did. Broncos were just trying to play. Drew Lock, 25-41, 339 yards, 2 touchdowns. Not a bad finish for him for this year. He still wants to be the quarterback for this team. We'll see how the Broncos handle this draft coming in. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see where the Denver goes, because right now John Elway, he's out as GM. He still owns the team, but he wants someone else to come in and take over the GM spot to make the trades. So we'll see how Denver and the new GM come in, and how this team gets revamped for next year. It'll be interesting to watch. On the other side, you have Las Vegas with Derek Carr, 24-38, 371 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions with 3 sacks. Still winning the game, but again, Derek Carr's another one. People have been kind of iffy about if he should come back or not to the Raiders, what with the way he's been playing. Hard to say, honestly, because he hasn't been doing like incredibly terribly, but he hasn't been doing that well as well. So it's honestly on the Raiders organization to see what they want to do with him. Josh Jacobs, 15 carries, 89 yards, 2 touchdowns. Melvin Gordon, 26 carries, 93 yards for 1 touchdown. Receiving wise, Darren Waller, 9 catches, 117 yards, 1 touchdown. Jerry Jeudy, 5 catches, 140 yards, and a touchdown. With Aguilar getting 1 catch for 57 yards. Brian Edwards, 2 for 51 and a touchdown. On the other side, Noah Fant, 4 for 48. Tim Patrick, 2 for 46. And Troy Fumagati with 2 catches, 15 yards, and a touchdown as well. Denver lost 1 fumble but recovered 2. They lost 1 fumble which is still recovered by them, but then they recovered 2 lost fumbles from the Raiders from Darren Waller and Henry Ruggs. Still didn't help them get the win, but it was close enough. Nicholas Morrow, 11 total tackles, 8 solo for the Raiders with a sack and a tackle for loss. Max Crosby with the other sack as well for 2 tackles for losses, 2 quarterback hits. On the other side, you have Josie Jewell, 9 total tackles, 5 solo. Draymond Jones, 6 total tackles, 2 solo, 1.5 sacks, and 2 quarterback hits. Jeremiah Adawatu,
Bum, bum.
I know that's a tough one. 5 total tackles, 4 solo with a sack as well, and 2 quarterback hits. Justin Simmons, 3 total tackles, 2 solo, and 2 pass deflections. Make sure that he stopped it where he could. And 2 interceptions on the day for Kareem Jackson, and 1 for Justin Simmons as well. 2 pass deflections and interception as well on the day for him. Nothing much going on in the return game. Brian McManus, definitely a reason why they lost this one. 3 for 6 field goal kicking on the day. 3 for 6. 2 for 2 extra point. 11 points total, but 3 missed opportunities to get them points. 9 total points missed on the board. That's a huge deal right there. I'm not gonna lie, that's a big factor. Sam Martin, 4 punts, 1 inside of 20,
Okay.
4 punts for AJ Cole, and 2 inside 20. But yeah, that's a big deal. 3 missed punts, 3 for 6. Yikes.
Can't do it.
Rogers gets MVP. Drew Lock won't get in the playoffs. We'll see, Lambo. Like I said, he's still young. This was a weird year. They could draft a quarterback. They could go for a veteran quarterback. I think they should go for a veteran quarterback. Let Drew Lock develop. But again, what do I know? I don't know anything. I'm gonna stay here. I'm back here. I'm watching. So back to this, and we got next up the Colts. Again, giving Jacksonville their 16th straight loss. The clap is real.
I loved it. I loved it.
Mike Glennon, they say, you know what? Mike Glennon just finishes us off this year. It's been a horrible year at quarterback. We've had Minshew, Luton, you. Just finish it. Just be done with it. Mike Glennon, 26 to 42, two touchdowns on 6 sacks for 31 yards. And Phillip Rivers, 17-27, 164 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, with no sacks. Jacksonville running Dare Ogunbowale, 14 carries, 50 yards with no touchdowns, and that was pretty much the highlight of their running game. On the other side, Jonathan freaking Taylor, 30 carries, 253 yards,
Woo!
2 touchdowns.
Beating Derrick Henry by 3 yards and tying him with touchdowns this week.
And let me tell you something else. Rookie doing this. Holy crap. Jonathan Taylor, field day today. Holy crap. Good job there, kid. Chris Conley,
It was awesome.
7 catches, 87 yards. Laviska Shenault, 6 catches, 68 yards with 2 touchdowns for them in this one. Naheem Hines, 6 catches, 50 yards. Zach Pascal, 2 catches, 41 yards. And all the way down to T.Y. Hilton, 3 catches, 27 yards for 1 touchdown. TJ Carey recovered a fumble by Mike Glennon. Joe Schobert had 9 tackles, 5 solo, and this one, as well as Jared Wilson's 9 total with 3 solo. On the other side, we had Darius Leonard, 10 total, 8 solo with 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss, 2 pass deflections with a quarterback hit. Kenny Moore, the second, 8 total tackles, 5 solo, 1 sack, tackle for loss, and quarterback hit. We had DeForest Buckner, the former Niner, coming in saying, hey, what's up, guys? 4 total tackles, 3 solo, 2 sacks on the day with 1 pass deflection as well. Half a sack going to Grover Stewart and Justin Houston, tackling him together. And Kamoko Ture with 1 tackle being his 1 sack with 3 quarterback hits. Make sure that Mike Glennon knows that he's coming after him. And total quarterback hits on the day was 11 quarterback hits for the Colts defense, by the way. 11 quarterback hits to make Mike Glennon feel uncomfortable as hell back there. 1 interception.
That is definitely going to make for a good wild card.
Definitely. 1 interception for 19 yards. Let me see what. Jags don't like tackling running backs. Yeah, pretty much. I see it just falling short, to be honest, but it's mile high, so you never know. Yeah, that, like I said, Lambo, we'll see. Like I said, it's well, two missed the 70-yard. Oh, well, that's that thing then. Nothing in the return game really. Rodrigo Blankenship missing 2 field goals, but didn't hurt them. 2 for 4 with 2 for 2 extra points, 8 points total. Aldrich Rosas with 2 extra points, 2 points total. Logan Cook 7 total punts, one inside the 20, and Rigoberto Sanchez 4 punts with one inside the 20.
I mean, I'm excited to see what these Colts do in the playoffs. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Granted, it was against the shitty Jaguars, but hey, I think Colts looking strong this year. Oh, who looks strong as fuck though?
Who's that?
Our boy Jay Herbie.
Oh yeah. He be looking really good out there right now.
Absolutely, Justin Herbert. 302 yards this game, 3 touchdowns, in a game that really didn't matter. He went, you know what? I'm going to show up and I'm going to beat the Chiefs. Granted, ain't no Patrick Mahomes. He only beat a second string Chiefs. But hey, he beat the Chiefs. He can be happy about that. Handed them their second loss of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Man, to lose to the Chargers and the Raiders, like,
AFC West
all the
division
teams.
rivals.
I mean, at least it wasn't the Jets.
But still, division
But
rivals is. I mean, it makes sense they lost division rivals, but still, it's one of those things where it's like it means you gotta be extra careful when you play those division rivals because they know how to beat you.
I
Quote
mean, but
unquote.
it's Andy Reid. He knew, this game didn't fucking matter. So we're gonna play people that you never even heard of.
That you've never even heard of. That's the way to put it.
There you go. I mean, Chad Henne. I've heard of him.
I've
No,
the
well,
name sounds familiar.
218 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 sack. Not a bad game from him.
Mhm.
Getting a few there. We got Darwin Thompson with 45 yards rushing and a touchdown. On the other side, like I said, Justin Herbert, 302 yards with 3 touchdowns. You got Justin Jackson with 72 yards. Kalen
College.
Ballage, with 13 yards and a touchdown. Or 36 yards and a touchdown, my apologies. And Justin Herbert even running one in for 9 yards and a touchdown. On the receiving side, Mike Williams, 108 yards and a touchdown. Steven Anderson, 52 yards. Donald Parham Jr. with 37 yards and a touchdown. Austin Eckler with 33 yards and a touchdown as well. And on Kansas City, you got Darwin Thompson, being the leader in catching and rushing, getting a touchdown there as well with 65 yards receiving. Marcus Robinson with 58 yards. Byron Pringle with 52 yards and a touchdown himself. Mecole even coming out and getting 25 yards. Although Mecole Hardman did lose that fumble to Joe Reed, Chad Henne and Darwin Thompson also fumbled, but theirs were recovered.
Goodness.
And just Baker's injury, though, good. Maybe he'll fucking straighten up,
Hydrate.
bitch.
I'm hydrating there, Iverson. I'm hydrating. Hydrating.
Now, what do you think about the defense on this game, Jet?
The defense. Well, for the Chiefs, it was pretty lackluster. I mean, they still did what they could. Darius Harris, 10 total tackles, 7 solo. Bo Pete Keys. I mean, it could be something else, but it's Bo Pete Keys is what I'm reading. 8 total tackles, 7 solo. Tim Ward and DeAndre Baker each with a sack with 5 total tackles each. And the one extra sack being to Alex Okafor. And back over the Chargers side, Denzel Perryman, 7 total tackles, 5 solo. Nasir Adderley, 5 total tackles, all solo. And I don't think they had a sack. Oh, they had 1 sack, which went to Mr. Isaac Rochelle. No interceptions for either side. Return wise, nothing really there. All extra point kicking in this one, no field goals attempted. 4 for 4 for Michael Badgley, 3 for 3 for Harrison Butker, and 2 punts each for the Chargers and the Chiefs. All inside the 20 for the Chargers, none for the Chiefs. Which still showed why the Chargers pretty much led this one for them. Chiefs had to try to drive downfield quite a bit, and the Chargers said, you know what, we're going to go ahead and take it in anyway. So, there you go. Chargers coming out on top, even though it was against, like you said, the backup team. They still showed, hey, you know what? We still have a decent team to play against. We love to play your first team next year. See what happens when in 2021 when they make their trades, signs for drafts, all that good stuff. Otherwise, Chiefs moving on. Chargers have a good offseason. Next up, we got the Rams and the Cardinals. Rams saying, hey, we still want to make the
Ooh.
playoffs. Cardinals saying, well, we would like to as well.
Okay.
Pretty much. Okay.
It's my playoff spot. Good. Now give it to you. Now let them have it. You can have it.
So for this one, we have Mr. John Wolford. Who? Exactly. For the Rams, coming in 22-38, no touchdowns with an interception, 231 yards, and 2 sacks. On the other side, you had Chris Strevler, 11 for 16, 105 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Kyler Murray, 8 for 11, 87 yards with nothing else. 2 sacks each on them as well. Kenyon Drake, 10 for 36. Pretty much the entire team rushed for 48 yards. And John Wolford himself ran 6 for 56 yards, averaging 9. And then Cam Akers, 21-34. Basically, just wasn't much of a rushing game for them at all, besides the quarterback. And passing wise, Cam Akers said, okay, I can do that. 4 for 52. Van Jefferson, 4 for 50. Tyler Higbee, 3 for 41. Dan Arnold, 3 for 46. Trent Sherfield, DeAndre Hopkins, 4 catches each, 44 yards for Sherfield. Hopkins with 35.
Not other than Jonathan Ward, no receiving touchdowns
Other than Jonathan.
this game.
Exactly. Pretty much a lot.
The Rams, 0 receiving touchdowns and 0 rushing touchdowns.
Mm-hmm. Chris Strevler with.
Where'd all those points come, did you say? Let's find out.
Yep. Chris Strevler lost a fumble recovered by his own team. Byron Murphy Jr. recovered a fumble that Cam Akers lost. We had 12 total tackles for Tanner Vallejo. 12 total, 9 solo with 1 sack with 2 quarterback hits. Devondre Campbell, 7 total tackles, 6 solo with 1 tackle for loss. And the other sack going to Marcus Golden. 3 total tackles, 2 solo with 1 sack, and 3 quarterback hits. On the other side, we had 2 sacks for Mr. Samson Abukum. You had a sack for Leonard Floyd, and you had go back up. You had 1 sack for Morgan Fox as well. Troy Reader, 6 total tackles, 4 solo. Jalen Ramsey, 5 total tackles, all solo with 4 task deflections, showing why he's one of the top quarterbacks in the league right now. Troy Hill with an interception return all the way 84 yards for a touchdown. Jordan Hicks, 1 interception for 6 yards. Didn't get far. Return wise, nothing going on. Matt Gay said, hey, I know you guys scored that 1 touchdown interception. I got you the rest of the way. 3 for 3 field goal percentage with 1 for 1 extra point. 10 points total for him. Mike Nugent, 0 for 1 field goal and 1 for 1 extra point. And the rest is history. Just basically much a back and forth game of, punt here, punt there. Oh, look, interception return for a touchdown. Field goals. All that good stuff. It was pretty much sloppy-ish kind of game. But finished it off, with 18-7 win for the Rams. Moving on to the playoffs to play their NFC West division rival, the Seahawks. Should be a good one. We shall see what happens. Honestly, it's like I said, just very. It'll be very interesting to watch. I'm kind of, I don't know what's gonna happen. I really don't. It's hard to say.
It really is.
I mean, honestly, it's just like, because I'm just looking at both teams, and I'm just like, honestly, I will say this for this. Before we move on to the Seahawks Niners game, the Rams Seahawks game, I feel like, and it sucks because I'm a Seattle fan, but I feel like it's the most non-important game of this week. Like, no matter who wins, you're going on to play against. I think whoever they play against, they go up to Green Bay, or the winner of the Bears Saints game. I forget.
So,
I think they go. I
um,
think they go up against the winner of the Bears Saints game, which more likely would be the Saints. We're looking it up one second.
bum, bum, bum.
NFL is a funny place. It really is.
Okay, and it's against the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Seahawks or Rams will be playing the winner of the Saints Chiefs game. The winner of the Bucks Washington game will be playing Green Bay.
Okay. So
And then on the other side, the winner of the Titans um, Ravens game will be playing the Chiefs, and the winner of the Steelers Browns game will be playing either the Colts or the Bills.
nice. Okay. So that's where again I come in. So honestly, I see the Saints beating the Bears. Like I said, anything could happen, but I see the Saints winning against the Bears, and so that means that either Seattle or the Rams are gonna have to go to the Saints, like to New Orleans, to face them. And either way, it doesn't matter which team you have going there. I do not see them doing well in New Orleans against the Saints because the Saints are a stronger team. Seattle, especially with Drew Brees against the secondary, like the Rams secondary has a better chance against Drew Brees. Our secondary does not. But Alvin Kamara might have a problem against Seattle's defensive line. The Rams defensive line he would kind of too, but I'm just saying that it's a tough one. It's a tough one to see. Like, cause honestly, I just feel like the either team going there it's going to be a tough road for them, honestly. Especially having to go against the Saints, and if they beat them, they have to go against the Packers, which because they're probably going to move on. But again, anything can happen. I'm just saying, statistically speaking, it looks like a tougher road for either of these teams, the Seahawks or the Rams. But like I said, it just, like I said, that's why I'm just kind of like, and then on top of that, getting to the Super Bowl, you have to face whoever makes it to the Super Bowl from the AFC side, which you have the Bills, the Chiefs, Steelers if they end up playing very well, the Browns. I mean, AFC's looking strong right now. I'm just saying it's gonna be
It is.
it's gonna be interesting to see. Like I said. So looking at the Seahawks game against the Niners, winning by 3 points against the Niners, who are 6-10. I mean, yeah, division rivalry still. CJ Beathard, 25-37, 273 yards for a touchdown with 3 sacks. Excuse me. Russell Wilson, 20-36, 181 yards, 2 touchdowns with 2 sacks. Chris Carson, 11 for 44. Alex Collins, 5 for 29 and a touchdown. Total rushing yards for the Seahawks, 121. Chubb Wilson Jr., 20 carries, 76 yards and a touchdown. Total rushing yards for them, 86 yards. Receiving wise, Kendrick Bourne, 5 for 76. George Kittle, 7 for 68. Richie James, 3 for 66, with a touchdown to Jeff Wilson Jr. 2 touchdowns to Tyler Lockett, 12 catches on 90 yards. Chris Carson, 2 catches, 39 yards. And DK Metcalf, 3 for 21. Rasheem Green lost a fumble, or recovered a fumble that CJ Beathard lost. So that was helpful for Seattle, keeping the momentum on their side. Fred Warner said, "Hey, I got this." 10 total tackles, 8 solo with a sack, tackle for loss, and 2 quarterback hits. Aziz Al-Shaher and Jason Verrett, each with 9 total tackles, 8 solo for Verrett, 7 solo for Aziz, and tackle for loss for Aziz as well. With Dante Johnson getting the other sack as well. On Seattle's side, Jordan Brooks, the rookie, stepping up, 9 total tackles, 5 solo. Shaquille Griffin, 6 total tackles, all solo. Quandre Diggs, 6 total tackles, 5 solo. And 2 sacks for Benson Mayowa and Rasheem Green with 1 sack as well. For 2 tackles for loss for Mayowa, 1.5 for Rasheem Green, 2 quarterback hits for each as well. Okay, I just want to make sure I got through that. Nothing return game. Kicking wise, Tristan Vizcaino with 3 for 3, 2 for 2, 11 points total. Jason Myers, 2 for 2, 2 for 3, 8 points. And 5 punts with 1 side of 20 for Michael Dixon. Mitch Wishnowski, 5 total punts with 2 inside the 20. So, pretty much back and forth, really close kind of game. I think that the nope, he didn't miss any field goals. So pretty much it was just back and forth. It just all came down to the wire at the end, where Seattle just needed pretty much either the field goal to win or score a lot, basically get the last score and end up pulling away with the victory on this one.
Yeah.
And honestly, again, going against the Rams, another West Division rival, it's going to be tough. I think they're going up to Seattle to play, so that makes it a little bit more advantage towards Seattle. Still, they got a tough road ahead, even after beating the Rams. If they do, same with the Rams. If they beat Seattle, it's still going to be a tough road ahead for them. Be interesting to see how these playoffs play out, though. I'm definitely excited for that as well, still. And speaking of the Saints, no love lost for them in their NFC South rival, the Panthers. Totally decimated
Oh
them.
my.
Yeah, they definitely. Let's just look at the quarterback scenario. Teddy Bridgewater, PJ Walker, each with 13 for 23, 5 for 14 for PJ Walker, 176 yards, 95 yards, 0 touchdowns total for them, 5 interceptions total for the Panthers on this game, 3 sacks. On the other side, you had Drew Brees saying, that's cute, 22 to 32, 201 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 2 sacks. Yikes. 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 Just saying.
Yeah, Panthers just did not have a good game at all.
No. Ty Montgomery.
Couldn't get anything done.
Nothing. Really, nothing at all. Ty Montgomery, though, who? That's right, the former receiver from Green Bay who became a running back, came into for New Orleans and said, hey, I got this. 18 carries, 105 yards, 5.8 average. But Taysom Hill said, hey, I'll get the touchdown. 7 carries, 41 yards, 4 touchdown for Mr. Utility Man, Taysom Hill. Let's go. Rodney Smith on the other side, 10 carries,
Hell yeah.
40 yards for a touchdown. Gotta show some love for Taysom. I'm sorry. Like, quarterback or not, he is a utility man. Down in receiving, we have Mr. Emmanuel Sanders, 9 catches for 63 yards and a touchdown. Jared Cook, 4 catches, 43 yards and a touchdown. Marquez Callaway, 3 for 51. Austin Carr with the other touchdown as well for the Saints. On the receiving end for the Panthers, you had 7 for 118 yards for Curtis Samuel, 5 for 101 for DJ Moore, and 3 for 40 for Robbie Anderson. And 2 fumbles by Mr. Teddy Bridgewater, each recovered by his own team. Ken Crawley and Drew Brees recovered their own fumbles as well for their team. And defensively speaking, Trey Boston, 10 total tackles, 4 solo, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss, 1 quarterback hit. Shaq Thompson, 10 total, 3 solo as well. And sack-wise, you had Ife Obada with 1 sack. And who's the other one, too? Oh, it was Trey Boston. That's right. On the other side, yeah, Grant Haley, 6 total tackles, 5 solo with a pass deflection and quarterback hit. Janoris Jenkins, 5.
And an interception.
Oh, I'm getting there. Because they had 5. You got to remember that. They had 5.
Well, that's true. That is true.
Janoris Jenkins, 5 for 5 with a pass deflection. PJ Williams, 5 for 4. And Mr. Carl Granderson said, I got 2 tackles, all of it being sacks, 2, 2. So 2 total, 2 solo, 2 sacks, 2 tackle for loss, and 2 quarterback hits. All sacks, pretty much. And 1 extra sack from Mr. Trey Hendrickson, finishing the year second place, or no, like 4th place, sorry, for sacks in the year. 12.5 sacks. Mr. Trey Hendrickson showing up, saying, hey, I got this, boys. Well done. Now,
well done.
The interception list for the Saints. Malcolm Jenkins, PJ Williams, Marshawn Lattimore, Grant Haley, and Mr. Ken Crawley. 5 total interceptions, totaling 90 yards in return. Just
wild.
I think Teddy forgot he was on the Panthers. I think he forgot he's not a Saint anymore. I don't know.
Oh yeah, he forgot.
I don't know PJ's excuse. I really don't know PJ's excuse. I just know Teddy really misses his Saints days, and I think that's why he felt the need to throw to his Saints players. a little bit. I don't know. Kicking wise, Joey Sly said, "Do y'all really need me? One extra point with 1 point." And Will Lutz said, "Yeah, I don't think y'all really need me, but I'll do what I can. 2 for 2, 3 for 4, 9 points." Thomas Morstead, 5 punts with one inside 20. Joseph Charlton, 3 punts, none inside the 20. Whew. Saints rolling in hot to the playoffs, rolling in hot, and as they go into,
Absolutely.
I mean, like I said, this is why like I see a team like that get blown out, and it's like, oh, here come the Bears. I'm like, the Bears. Sorry. Oh, we'll see you in a bit, there, Chief.
Sorry, I had to take care of something.
You're good. All right, and we got 2 games left, boys. 2 games left on the season to go over, and then we're on to the playoffs. I don't get if you guys understand how exciting this is. 2 games left.
We made it.
2 games left. Let's go. Titans and Texans. You already know what happened. Derrick freaking Henry. Let me get in there. Hold on a sec. Let me get in this game. Derrick Henry, 34 carries, 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, finishing the year off with how many yards? 2,046.
Absolutely amazing. That man stiff armed his way into history, becoming the 5th highest rushing in history.
I know the Titans know about Mr. CJ2K. What about Mr. DH2K? Hmm? I don't know if it rings a bell just as well as CJ2K does, but you know what? It works. Mr. Derrick Henry, 2,000 yards season. Well done, sir. Hell of a game. Ryan Tannehill finished the season as he started it, pretty much non-existent. 18 and 27, 216 yards, 4 touchdown. You know, got the ball downfield, got himself a score they needed. Still is not bad though. I mean, like I said, it's nothing much, but they were pretty much saying, Derek, we're getting you 2,000 yards. They did what they could.
Yeah, can you just you really just need to do this for us. So let's go.
Pretty much. Deshaun Watson, on the other hand, still trying to say, hey, I'm still a quarterback in this league. 28-39, 365 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 reception, 4 sacks on the day. Again, Deshaun, I don't care what people say. He had for the team he had, he had a pretty phenomenal season with the team that he was running with because let's face it, he had no running game. I mean, David Johnson, 1484 for a touchdown, finally doing something. Only took him like the whole year. He had his receiver taken away, so he had Brandon Cooks, who was injured most of the year, but he came back, 11 catches, 166 yards for 2 touchdowns on 16 targets. Kiki Kuti, 6 catches on 90 yards, and because they lost they lost their top cornerback Riley Roby and Will Fuller the fifth to steroid usage or no illegal substance usage because apparently they took something they thought was supposed to help them, and the NFL said it was on restricted list, so they are suspended for 6 NFL games. So there's that, and
Tough break, kid.
pretty much. And you got Farrell Brown, 5 catches, 48 yards, 4 touchdowns as well, with Kiki Kuti and Brandon Brooks, and 3 catches for David Johnson, 36 yards. On the other end, you have for receiving for AJ Brown, 10 catches, 151 yards with a touchdown. Had a great year for the Titans. Ryan Tannehill loved this guy. Had a great year receiving. You know, just just a rough time for him, unfortunately, because they had Derrick Henry just destroying on the ball. So even though he was doing what he could, they still wanted Derrick to run the ball. Corey Davis, 5 for 39, and Anthony Firkser, 2 for 18. Let's see. Bree Watson. Watson, NFL passing yard leader. Yep. They will apologize to Watson for wasting his year. Oof. Oof. That's, JJ's a good man, dude. I have nothing but respect for JJ, and I feel like it's not even his fault. Okay, look. The Texans have had a rough year. Let's put it in perspective. Fucking rough year. But let's see why. Bill O'Brien could not play GM and head coach. He destroyed that team, and just like I said, he destroyed that team. Had no help whatsoever making the right plays or nothing. They start off horribly. He gets away. They then win a few more games, because they had Romeo Cromwell, I think that was his name. But
I
basically,
believe so.
73-year-old head coach, interim head coach coming in. He still knows his stuff, but I mean, the dude, obviously 73 years old. I mean, you gotta pretty much have like a medic on the side, make sure he doesn't just fall over, collapse. Just saying. And so they had this horrible rough year, no running game because David Johnson didn't know what he was doing until the last 2 weeks. Will Fuller, Bradley Roby get freaking suspended, and Deshaun's the only one on the team. He has no O line. That's the other thing, no O line. And the only thing that Deshaun can do is just run around trying to make the ball, throw the ball, doing what he can. And to say that he is like yardage leader in the NFL after all that, like Dak Prescott had a hell of a year starting, but Deshaun, I mean, give him props where props are due. I mean, the dude is, I mean, like I said, like kudos to him for trying to give that team something, like legit. And I hope that the new GM they just hired from Patriots sets him up for some like decent, like give him some like weapons, some blocking. They need it. Like Houston will be dangerous if Deshaun has his weapons or has his team, pretty much.
Absolutely.
But excuse me. So back down here, two fumbles by Derrick Henry, one lost to the other team. Carlos Watkins recovered it. So Derrick Henry was fumbling the ball a little bit, but that's because he's trying to get his yards. Do what you gotta do, man. Zach Cunningham finishing the year's 13 total tackles, 8 solo. Again, Zach Cunningham, tackle leader of the year. 100 only player over 100 yards solo tackling this year, 160 plus on the year. 1 tackle for loss. AJ Moore, 10 total tackles, 4 for solo. With Charles Ominu.
I respect it.
Yeah, right. Cunningham, well done. Charles Ominu and Carlos Watkins, each with a sack. Excuse me. David Long Jr., 8 total tackles, 3 solo. Kenny Vaccaro, 7 total tackles, 5 solo. And Harold Landry the third, 4 total tackles, 3 solo with a sack, 2 quarterback hits. Desmond King the second going to Tennessee with 3 total tackles, 3 solo with a sack as well. Brooks Reed, 3 total tackles, 2 solo with a sack as well. And Jack Crawford, 1 sack as well. And on the other end, oh yeah, already got them. With 1 interception for Mr. Amani Hooker. Return wise, nothing going on there as well. Kaimi Fairbairn said, hey, I'm going to do what I can for my team. 4 for 4, 2 for 3 on extra point, 14 total points. Well done for him. Sam Sloman says, I can do that too. 2 for 2, 5 for 5, 11 total points for him as well. Both kickers looking really good in this one. And punting wise, 1 punt each and both inside the 20. So it all came down to the wire. Tennessee just barely outbeats the Texans and just a hell of a game. Really, like, even though Houston lost, they still played their hearts out. Awesome way to end the season, honestly. And now, Cook's actually finished with, yeah. Yeah, exactly, Eagles. Even with the injury, he still came back to finish the year strongly. So, you ain't wrong. You're not wrong, man. Lastly, last game of the year. One of the most important, too, for the NFC East, too, as you said there, Chief.
Absolutely.
Mr. Alex Smith.
There are 3 teams biting their nails.
That's right. Jalen, and this was a very controversial game, too, we have to say it. Because a lot of people are accusing the Eagles of something. So.
Yeah.
Alex Smith. 22 of 32, 162 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 3 sacks. Doing what he can with the team he has. I'm sorry, but like that O line is just not helpful whatsoever. And Philadelphia.
Not at all.
Philadelphia, Jalen Hurts, 7 for 20, 72 yards with interception. I mean, not to defend Peterson, but that is not a good game at all. Like, if I was Doug Peterson, I saw those kind of numbers too. I mean, what else can you do? I mean,
I'd be mad.
I mean, would you try to bring in someone else too? I mean, I would try. I mean, if Wentz was still playing for us, I would bring in Wentz, but it sounded like Wentz was just trying to sit out the rest of the year so he can get traded or get
Yeah.
released. So, unfortunately, they had to say, "Hey, Nate, you ready to go?" Because I mean, I'm sorry, but Jalen really did not have a good game. That is definitely a rough numbers right there. And honestly, if Wentz would have played, I feel like Eagles could have won this game. But Wentz was already done. He's already like, you know what? I'm out. I'm done with this team. So, unfortunately, they had to go to Sudfeld.
Can't blame him.
Yeah, I mean I mean the way it went this year, you really can't. Nate Sudfeld said, "Okay, like, I got this," but 5 for 12, 32 yards and an interception as well with 2 sacks. Says otherwise. Greg Ward had his one pass completion, so he was the best quarterback for the team today or that day. But overall, just a rough day for the Eagles at the quarterback position. Boston Scott, 15 carries, 65 yards. Jalen Hurst, 8 carries for 34 yards with 2 touchdowns. Antonio Gibson on the other side, 19 carries for 75 yards. Each team going over 100 yards rushing, with 2 touchdowns being on the Eagles. Sorry, I'm trying to scroll down here. Cam Sims receiving 5 for 43 yards. Terry McLaurin 7 for 40 and a touchdown. Logan Thomas 3 for 37 and a touchdown. JJ Arcega-Whiteside 2 for 40. Zachers 3 for 16. Fulgham 1 for 15. Rager 1 for 15 as well. One fumble lost by Nate Sudfeld, recovered by Mr. Chase Young. Steven Sims Jr. and Alex Smith both lost a fumble that were recovered by their own team. John Bostic, 8 total tackles, 4 solo, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss, and 2 quarterback hits. And Montez Swift, 5 total tackles, 4 solo, 1 sack, tackle for loss, and 3 quarterback hits. Chase Young said, "Hey, I got that too. 2 for 2, or 2 total tackles, both solo, 1 sack, tackle for loss, and 3 quarterback hits as well." And that was 3 sacks on the day. Whereas on the other side, Alex Singleton, 14 total tackles, 8 solo, 1 tackle for loss, sack, and a quarterback hit. And Malik Jackson, 5 total tackles, 2 solo, 1 sack, and tackle for loss as well. As well as Raquan Williams with the other sack down there so the other sack, Raquan Williams, 1 tackle being the sack, tackle for loss, and quarterback hit. Interception wise, Jeremy Reeves and Cameron Kroll for the Washington football team. Eagles had TJ Edwards and Marcus Epps also with interceptions as well. And last but not least, nothing in the return game. Kicking wise, Jake Elliott said, "I got 2 points on the field for you." And Dustin Hopkins says, "That's cute. I got 2 for 2, 2 for 2, 8 total points for the Washington football team," thus helping them win the game with 6 extra points. Tressway with 6 punts, 1 inside the 20. Cameron Johnston, 5 punts with 2 inside the 20. Sorry, that was a lot, but we made it. We made it, guys. That is it. That is the football season.
A regular fucking season.
Channel 42, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. How are you doing, man? And Chase Young, yes, he did all right. Whatever. Anyway, Peterson did say he was going to play Sudfeld. Okay, see, so he did say so, and a lot of people are saying, "Oh, well, he's just trying to tank." No, like, I mean, honestly, if I had to, after seeing what I saw right there, because I was wondering, I was like, did he tank? Because I mean, if they pulled Jalen Hurts, then maybe he was tanking. But seeing those stats and knowing I don't have Carson Wentz, because Carson Wentz is, again, not suiting up, because he's like, "I want to be released." What other choice do I have? Go with the kicker? No, it's Nate. Come here, come on. I mean, I don't blame him. Like, I honestly don't blame him. So there's nothing you can do in that situation. I mean, yeah, you're trying to win, and this guy, like, yeah, you got 2 rushing touchdowns, but now you don't even have a passing game. Like, he's literally 7 for 20 with interception. Why not give a kid a try and see if he can win the game for you? I mean, I don't blame him for that. So, I mean, unfortunately, it was a rough ending. Alex Smith, though, gets the win. They move on to the playoffs to play the Bucks. So, Alex Smith versus Tom Brady. Let's go. The vet quarterbacks going against each other.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Let's do it. You say he would try him, but Why when you're down? Well, because I mean, like I said though, did you see the stats of Lambo? 7 for 20 for Hurts, an interception, only like 70 yards passing. Yes, he got the 2 touchdowns rushing, but he didn't have many yards rushing in general. So they probably punted up quite a bit, and they were like, dude, like, we need you to get the ball downfield. He wasn't getting it done, so he said, okay. I mean, we're at the point now where we're like, we need something done. Get the other guy in there, see what he does. And then by the time they were like using him, pretty much, I mean, yeah, I mean, pretty much Eagles, it was a meaningless game. I mean, they could definitely see it. Maybe they, instead of having just Jalen, they have Sudfield, who's actually pretty decent too. They didn't know. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Well, yeah, we know that now, Lambo. You don't know that unless you play them, though. You saw it last year. Okay,
You did.
I mean, okay,
You saw it last
okay,
year.
but again, that's like seeing Peterman throw the 5 picks in one half. Like we saw that year. How is he still quarterback in the NFL? Or how is he still a backup, I should say, for the Raiders, where he actually did okayishly, not great, okayishly compared to what he did in Buffalo, a lot better. I mean, he didn't throw any picks. That's all I'm saying. I mean, it's just one of those things. Like, yeah, last year is last year. This year is this year. That's the thing, though. And I mean, obviously, if you see consistency with the crappiness, like we've seen, like usually we think to move on. Like, oh, it's been a couple years. You're crappy. Goodbye. Like, that's like I mean, I see that with Kirk Cousins. Like, oh, it's been a couple years. You're still, split personality. Get out of here. Like that's how I feel. But Giants being ignorant. What do you mean Giants being ignorant? I don't even. That was kind of thrown out of left field. Like, what do you mean by that? Chase Young wants Tom Brady time to get that Brad Young fella. We'll see what happens. Maybe Chase Young gets after Brady. Maybe not. We'll see. I mean, hopefully the O line can block Brady. But I mean, if Chase Young's hungry, we'll see him get him. We'll see. They were in. Uh, well, yeah, that's true. Well, unfortunately, Washington said, nope, we got it. We won. Washington moved on. Now, it is playoffs time. We are done with the regular season. It's over. Dunzo. No more.
It's over.
All those teams we just talked about that are not in the playoffs, have a seat. Enjoy the off season. And by enjoy, I mean revel in your madness because you are pissed off. And go get yourself ready for next year. Blaming us for not carrying them to a title. How did your first day at work go? It went good. I have now have a weekend you can run, and I am happy. I also got money. Well, from the whole relief thing, but still good. Anyway, we are on the playoffs now. It is time. It is set.
It's time.
We are set. And because, like I said, instead of doing the weekly stuff we usually do, yearly awards by Jet and Chiefs Truly. It's time to give out these awards. I hope y'all are ready. I know I'm feeling pretty damn good. Don't get mad at us though, because I know some of you will be. Here we go.
Although be some man.
Here we go. Oh, wait a second. Hello. Ah, here we go.
Hello.
Hello. Yearly awards. Here we go, boys.
Hello.
Here we go, boys.
Let's go.
First on the list, we have Offensive Player of the Year. And we separate with NFC and AFC. So, we are separating it. So, first up, NFC. Who we got?
Oh, you have the list. I don't have the list in front of me.
Oh, okay. Well, it was a tough one, but we went for a certain player who had a pretty good week a couple weeks ago, and honestly has been consistently really good for their team this year, like in multiple departments. It's been insane, and I think it was kind of like one of those we talked about. We tried to find somebody, and it was hard to pick because there were some decent players in the NFC this year. But we had to go with this guy, thanks to Chief's recommendation for him. You want to say it or you want me to say it?
It's not loading for me. Can you send me a picture of it so I'm not so
Oh, it's okay.
stupid?
It's Mr. Alvin Kamara, offensive player of the
Thank you.
year.
That's right. I blanked real hard there.
Yep,
Out of brain fart. I couldn't fucking think of his name.
yep. Eagles, Devontae Adams was on the list as well. We definitely had him on our list to be named offensive player of the year. But we had to go with Mr. Alvin Kamara. And it's not just because of that 6 touchdown week. Chief, would you like to try to explain as well why we went with him?
Well, Alvin Kamara, like had that big touchdown week. Fucking great. But he was number one or I mean, technically tied with Dalvin Cook for number one touchdowns in the NFC, both tied with 16. Only had one fumble all season long. Average 5 yards a carry, going for 932 yards on 187 attempts. Which isn't the best. I mean, those are some pretty good touchdown numbers. But what really gave it to me was the fact that, as on top of that, he had 756 passing yards and 5 touchdowns as well. Just obviously proving that he's versatile, as everybody knew, but he is extremely versatile in being able to both run the ball very dominantly and catch the ball or maybe not dominantly, but very consistently as well. So that was why I put my eggs in this basket on that one. Alvin Kamara, definitely offensive player of the year. There is one player that I did not give it to, and there is a reason why we gave him another award. But yeah.
Yep. And like I said, I see you guys saying Devontae Adams. And like I said, Devontae Adams would be a great choice for NFC Offensive Player of the Year. But again, Offensive Player of the Year means offensively they were a big part of their circle. Like I said, Devontae for Green Bay, yes, he was the main target. He was there a lot. Absolutely, could be possibly a winner. But Kamara had more than just rushing totals. He was, like I said, like Chief said, he was the leader in rushing yards and in receiving yards sometimes for the Saints. He's ranked like 23rd in receptions, which is the highest for running backs. Like the like
In the
in the
NFC.
NFC, thank you. The second on the list that's a running back, 40th. So he's the only running back in the top 25 receiving totals for the NFC this year. And so, I mean, like, the fact that he's been all over the field doing what he can with that 6 touchdown week, with the rushing totals, with the receiving totals, I mean, it's hard to say that it had to be someone else. Yes, he hasn't been, like, flashy like you have seen with Devontae, but he's been consistently the guy to go to in the Saints organ. Even with Taysom in and Drew Brees out, he's been the main guy they go to. That's why we gave him an NFC Offensive Player of the Year. But then the AFC Offensive Player of the Year, pretty much, I feel like, is in agreement with a lot of you guys as well. If you disagree, I would be shocked. But he's the man this year. He's been running the ball super well. Like we said, only guy who made 2,000 yards this year. Saw it happen last game. Mr. Derrick Henry, Offensive Player of the Year for the AFC. No doubt about it. If he doesn't get it, I'm calling the NFL and I'm cussing him out. I don't know. I'll find somebody to call. I'll call Roger Goodell. I'll get his cell phone number. Okay, I'll do it. But Derrick Henry, Offensive Player of the Year, AFC, without a doubt. 2,000 yards plus rushing, 250 this last week, and over 200 yards multiple games. Come on, come on. A little unfair since wide receivers can't run the ball. Who says they can? Who says they can't, Iverson? And honestly, like I said, it's I mean, like, that's the thing though. Like I said, it could be Devontae. That's why, again, Iverson, I'm not trying to say, oh, Devontae doesn't deserve it. He does deserve it. We're just saying it's a tough one to choose. But we went with Alvin because of the fact that he had so much more of an offensive presence than Devontae did. Because they still had Aaron Jones in Green Bay. They had Aaron Jones. Yeah, they had Devontae, but they also had all the other receivers. They had Rodgers throwing the ball everywhere. It wasn't just Devontae. In New Orleans, mostly it was Alvin. Like, yeah, you had some of the other players, but it was mostly Alvin Kamara running that offense. Besides it with Taysom and freaking Drew Brees, like I said. So that's why. Obviously, that's a lie, though, Iverson, because it's not. That's not the case. Again, you're you're thinking too much into the fact that we're saying that he did both. I'm saying that, like I said, like Devontae has had weeks where he wasn't the main guy that Rodgers went to, whereas Kamara has had more weeks where he was the main guy that they went to, rushing and passing, rushing and receiving. Even if it's just receiving, like I said, it's about the total stat. And like I said, Devontae has had a phenomenal year. If he wins it, I'm not upset. But again, it's just about who has been more of an offensive productive production, if you will.
Yeah, that was my big thing, and it wasn't now. Nothing against Devontae Adams, nothing against Justin Jefferson.
And yeah,
However, in my opinion, if you remove either one of them from their offensive scheme, it doesn't change their game up that much. In my opinion, like, yeah, okay, we're just going to replace this person here. For Alvin Kamara, that's a little bit different because you are essentially replacing two people. I mean, not necessarily, but
he was a
as
dual
far as
threat.
the
He was a
receiving
dual
and
threat this year.
yeah, he was a dual threat. He wasn't just somebody. I mean, in my opinion, that's why I think the Panthers struggled as much as they did too. Is we didn't see McCaffrey. I mean, he had the injury, was out for a little while, but when he came back, we didn't see him playing as good as
Did
he was.
McCaffrey win the MVP last
Definitely.
year? Or he was a candidate, right? Oh yeah, Lamar
Oh
won.
yeah, I do believe he was
Because
a
again,
candidate last
but
year.
like again, like he won, I think, offensive player of the year, or if he, I think he was close to on that. But the reason why is again because this year is proven without that dual threat, they've been slacking. They don't have as much of a presence that you thought they would. Yeah, they also have Teddy instead of Cam Newton, blah blah blah. I'm just saying, without that running back slash that elite, whatever it's called, dual threat running back, it's shown to be a struggle. That's all. But and like I said, if Devontae wins, awesome. I think he deserves it. But or Justin Jefferson too. No love for Patty. What? What do you mean no love for Patty? Who are we talking about? Typical Ravens fan. Who are you talking? Mahomes, dude. Mahomes. Okay. AFC Offensive Player of the Year. Yes, Mahomes could win it. Absolutely, absolutely. But again, you can't run. It's not about that. It's about once again. He's talking about Patrick Mahomes. Again, their run. It's about who's the biggest presence. Patrick Mahomes has Tyreek Hill, Demarcus Robinson, McCole Hardman, Sammy Watkins, Travis Kelsey. The only thing he didn't have was a running game. Derrick Henry on.
I'm gonna make a very bold statement. If you take Patrick Mahomes, if you took Patrick Mahomes out of Kansas City and you put Cam Newton in that same spot, I feel maybe not as well for sure, but they would definitely be very close to the record that they have now. However,
Woo,
you
that's
put
bold.
Patty Mahomes in New England, I don't think he would have as well as success. I do think that overall he would do better than Cam Newton did, but I mean it. I'm not taking away that he had a great year. Like,
Well, again, we haven't seen much without him run. That's the thing. He hasn't been injured, which is true. And that same couldn't get there. Oy. Like I said, it's well. Smith actually did get to the playoffs, though. He actually did make the playoffs. Yeah, Mahomes took him to the Super Bowl and won the Super Bowl with them. Yes, because Mahomes has that talent too. But but Alex Smith did not have Tyreek Hill. Alex Smith did not have Damian Williams when they went to the Super Bowl. He did not have McCole Hardman, Demarcus Robinson, Sammy Watkins, Travis Kelsey. He didn't have all that. He had some weapons. Put Alex Smith in that situation that they have now. Oh, destruction. He just had Travis. Exactly. Thank you, Lambo. I'm just saying, Mahomes is still a great quarterback. Do not deny. We know he is a top ranked, high quality, deserves everything he's got quarterback. But is he the best Is he the most offensive presence on that team? It's iffy with him and Tyreek. It's iffy. Whereas in AFC with the Titans, Tannehill's not their main guy. No way. AJ Brown's been doing good, but he's not their main guy. No, no. It's been just Henry, and then with Tannehill going, "Hey, hold on, Henry. All right, go ahead." That's it. Like literally, it's literally just been in. Kareem Hunt, yeah, he had Kareem Hunt again. Kareem Hunt, Kelsey, and then look at Mahomes. Hill, Hardman, Robinson, Watkins. That's just receivers. Travis Kelsey, and then also if you look at like I said, his Damian Williams when he comes back. Edwards Hilaire hasn't been doing much, so I don't count him. But just those five alone, just those five alone. Whereas Tennessee, you have Tannehill and you have AJ Brown and Jonnu Smith when Jonnu Smith tries to show up. Otherwise, nothing. But like I said, that's where again we're with Derrick Henry because he is the most offensive presence for his team. That's all.
You remove Derrick Henry,
That team goes
Titans
tanking.
don't. I mean, they tank.
Like they don't have offense
He is a
because
major part of their
Tannehill is
offense.
still not is not the captain of that team. He still can. He's not like last year. He did well. This year, no. Derrick Henry's been pretty much carrying that team on his back. 34 carries, 250 yards last week. Without those 34 carries, 250 yards, they lose because it was a close game if you remember too. Oh shit. Well, you pretty much already called it though. But offensive rookie of the year because we didn't give him offensive player of the year because he was a rookie, but he had a phenomenal year. Number 4 in receiving. And for the NFC, we had Justin Jefferson. You put those receivers elsewhere, you think they do the same? Tyreek Hill with
Yep.
like Deshaun Watson, absolutely. He does so well with Houston over there, absolutely. You put him with I'm trying to think of who else
Tyreek Hill with Lamar Jackson.
possibly.
Lamar Jackson's passing numbers go through the fucking roof. No, 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 no. Like Hill's got hands
Hill's
and Hill's
Hill's
fast as
quick and
fuck.
Hill's got hands. Yeah,
Marquise Brown is fast as fuck. He just doesn't
Kelsey
have
goes
the
to anywhere
hands
with
quite
that they
yet.
need that for tight end. Yeah, absolutely. Both of them are destructive as their positions. Tyreek Hill and Kelly. That's why their team is and Hardman is a great return back. Absolutely, absolutely. But no, yeah, okay, you got me on Demarcus Robinson and McCole Hardman and Watkins if they went elsewhere because we've seen Watkins go elsewhere. But again, them together as a team, all of them together as a team, is what makes it. Derrick Henry, though, again, has been the life force of that team. He has had blocking. He's had the blocking from his linemen, from his receivers, yes. But he's been the guy that's been trucking and going through people. Without that trucking going through people, who are they blocking for? I mean, like Tannehill's not gonna get it done. Tannehill will try, but he's gonna probably throw more picks because he's getting attacked all the time. I'm just saying, Derrick Henry took a lot off of Tannehill, like as far as for that goes. but but for Justin Jefferson, like I said, NFC Rookie of the Year, fourth in receiving, had a great year even with Kirk Cousins being, iffy, uh, whatever the hell. Sorry, uh, iffy this year with the quarterback Kirk Cousins. Sorry, but he's had phenomenal numbers. He's been the main target to go to. Hell of a rookie year for him. With the Vikings, even with them missing the playoffs. Just kudos to him on just doing what he can for his team. Hell of a year. Hell of a year for Justin Jefferson. I mean, there's not much else to say. I mean, that dude just was just on fire this year for his team as a rookie. And yeah, I mean, CeeDee Lamb, he was the only other one I could think of for NFC offense. And I mean, Lamb had an okay year, but like I said, Justin Jefferson was just destructive when Kirk Cousins actually wanted to throw the ball correctly. Thank you, Lambo. Yeah, I mean, like I said, Tannehill's had so many more options to do stuff, but AFC wise, rookie of the year for offensively. Oh, this was a tough one. Actually, I'm trying to remember who it was now. I'm not gonna look. I'm just want to remember.
Well, I remember.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Rookie of the year.
Yeah, you're right. Well, Mr. Lambo, you would be right. Mr. Justin Herbert. But, but,
But
we have to give a shout out to Mr. Joe Burrows because of the fact that Mr. Joe Burrows, unfortunately, had the injury. He was on set to be something good with Cincinnati, but he got injured. Unfortunately, he had to miss the rest of the year. But Justin Herbert stepping up for what he did with the Chargers, and unfortunately, they lost his coach. I don't like that they got rid of the coach, but with the team they had and 7-9, and he hit, like you said, all those records he did. Herbert had definitely deserves AFC Rookie of the Year this year, without a doubt. I mean, there's not much else to say to that. I mean, like I said, shout out to Burrows. James Robinson, shout out to him for a great year because he did what he could with Jacksonville. Um, yeah, I mean, it was just a rough one, pretty much. Defensively, now Player of the Year. So NFC Defensive Player of the Year. Um, Crap, I know we do AFC. Who did we do AFC again? Did it again. How's your stats
wow.
look if he played the full year? Who knows? I mean, we can't say Eagles. I really.
Exactly. That's why we're giving the respect where respect is due. Because Joe Burrow was having a phenomenal season as well before he went down.
And then unfortunately, we don't know where he would be at the end. Like maybe he tanks, maybe he does better. We don't know.
I mean, before Dak Prescott went down, I was calling Dak Prescott MVP of the year.
Pretty much. I mean, we were on pace to call him like be at least the top nominee for MVP this year.
At least, yes.
But yeah, pretty much. Um, yeah. So defensive player of the year, NFC. Oh my gosh, why am I spacing? Who was it?
I don't know. Reveal.
Okay. Yeah, well, if you remember, Chief, you remember?
I don't.
Uh,
My memory is shit.
all right, here we go. Ah, Mr.
We don't have
Hassan
the fancy
Reddick.
things like
Hassan
everybody else has.
Reddick. That's right. We gave it to Hassan
That's right.
Reddick.
Right. We don't have fancy people in our ear telling us the things that we wrote down an hour and a half
No,
ago.
we're talking
2.5
the
hours
headsets
ago.
right here are connected to each other. That's it.
That's it. That's all. It's me and Jet.
Two football dummies that just. but, but Hassan Reddick, definitely we gave him the NFC Defensive Player of the Year. Now, this was a tough one as well because we had Aaron Donald, Hassan Reddick, finalists. The reason why Hassan Reddick got it was because the total numbers for tackles for loss and yards was 3 yards separate between him and Donald, 1 sack less than Donald, 6 forced fumbles for Reddick, 4 for Donald, and more pass deflections and more tackles for Hassan Reddick than Donald as well. So he had 1 less sack, 3 yards lost less, but he had more sacks by like double digits. He had 6 forced fumbles, whereas Donald had 4, and he was again a present on the field as well. Again,
It was definitely a tough
Lambo, it's
decision,
not
but
about it's not yeah the win games. Yeah, they couldn't win games, but that was because goodness, Lambo. The reason why we had him nominated for MVP though is because they still were an even team, and they still had like I think they were even leading in the NFC East at the time. Were they? Were they? I,
no, they weren't leading. Like, yeah, Lambo. The whole what I was saying was in like week 4 before he went down for his injury. That is when I said if Dak continues to play the way that he does, I think he would have an MVP caliber season. Granted, that did not happen. So the second he went down with that injury, I was like, well, he's done. Like once we found out, like, okay, he's out.
but the reason why he
But
was a
if he had,
caliber was because again 2 weeks. It took 2 to 3 weeks for anyone to catch up to his stats. Which again, that means that was how he was doing. Yeah, okay, you could say that some of it was in the fourth quarter when he was throwing garbage passes or whatever you want to say about it. The fact of the matter is that he was still a presence for his offense. He was a main focal point for his team, and that's what an MVP is. Offensive Player of the Year is one thing, but MVP is a guy that's trying to do what he can for his team. And
just really quick,
yeah,
the man finished the year with 18,500 500 or eight or sorry,
It's okay.
not 18,000. Wow. 1,856 yards and 9 touchdowns. That's and what he played. What was it? 5 games?
I think so.
4 games?
It was like 4 or 5 games somewhere around there.
That was, I mean, touchdowns not so much, but yards wise, the man was making plays, and his interceptions were not that high, if I
I think it was
recall.
like 3.
Yeah, he had 4
Okay,
interceptions.
4. But again, and that's where
Yeah,
the fact that like, but could he have kept it up? We don't know. Again, we don't know because that's the same with Joe Burrows. We don't know because he got injured. But the thing is that shows
yeah.
me, and this is what I was telling Chief before, is that you know they Dak was making plays though. Okay, let's just put it that way. Dak was making plays. Ezekiel Elliott still not making plays. He had the worst numbers this year for a starting running back. Like that's
That he did.
And like I said, it's just like that's the thing. Ezekiel, I feel like that could have broken possibly Eagles. But like I said, it's just what I'm just trying to say is that if anything for me, it shows that Zeke wasn't the guy for their team because he was dead last this year. And I mean, yeah, you could blame it on the injuries, blah blah blah. Well, then that's the case. Then what about with Dak Prescott and his numbers? There's so many vocal points,
Precisely.
so many vocal points. Like I said, it was not an assumption. It was like analytical take, if you will, because we saw, oh wow, this guy's 9 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, almost 2,000 yards in just 4 to 5 weeks. What's going to happen this year? We don't know. But then, like I said, we got injured. Now we won't know. So that's exactly the could have, should have, would have. It doesn't matter about the could have, should have, would have. It didn't happen. So no point in arguing over what could have been. So what we're looking at now is what is. And what is going on is, like right now, Hassan Reddick won Defensive Player of the Year for the NFC. But like I said, it was a close one. Uh, but like I said, the numbers just gave it to Hassan Reddick just by that much. I feel like I could have been a billionaire too, and I probably would have found you super attractive. You can run. You never know. And AFC Defensive Player of the Year. Oh yeah. So this one, I mean, I could have effectively. There you go, Lambo. Um, AFC Defensive Player of the Year. We had to give it to somebody who he had a great year. Let's just put it this way. I mean, and you agree, disagree with us. Like I said, that's just the whole point. We made the choices. This is our choice here. Um, we liked the way he played. He had a hell of a year. Did phenomenally for his team, who was a stout defense all year. Sack leader for the AFC with 15 sacks this year. I mean, pretty much just trying to overcome what his brother did back in the day for Houston, Mister T.J. Watt. I mean,
Yes, sir.
I had to give it to him. I mean, we went through the stats. We tried to see who else it could have been. I mean, shout out. Wait, do I have a shout out down here? Let me see. Yep. Shout out to Xavier Howard, 10 interceptions this year. Shout out to J.C. Jackson, 9 interceptions this year. Both of them phenomenal interception years and everything. But TJ, the reason why we went with him, like I said, tackles for loss, the sacks, like he was in the backfield trying to stop the plays as much as he could, which is well done. And like I said, Xavier Howard and J.C. Jackson, phenomenal interception years for their teams, especially for Miami, for New England. But TJ did what he could, got in the backfield, was stopping the quarterback, was stopping the running backs that he could, making sure he tried to hold them down. Troy Polamalu, get out of here. I mean, he was definitely a great player back in his day. Love Troy Polamalu, love that guy. But TJ Watt definitely stepping up, definitely had a great year. I mean, Chief, take it away. I mean, what do you think?
Well, just yeah, he absolutely crushed it this year. Hold on. I don't have the stats pulled up on me. There we
No
go.
worries, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, 15 sacks on the year, 43 solo, 10 assisted. I mean, great numbers there. Made the team lose 112 yards, or made teams lose 112 yards. Deflected 7 passes, and an interception. A couple of forced fumbles. Just the man played phenomenally. I mean, definitely the backbone of Pittsburgh's defense.
And the fact that he got the most sacks in the year in the league, and actually in the whole NFL, because including the NFC, he had the most sacks in the NFL this year as a linebacker, as an outside linebacker. I mean, kudos to him for getting at the quarterback and still playing his position in coverage as well. Phenomenal year for TJ Watt. And like I said, shout out to Xavier Howard, because again, double digit interceptions with 10. But still nothing like short of amazing. JC Jackson with 9. Both did great. But TJ Watt was overall phenomenal defensive presence.
Yes.
Defensive Rookie of the Year. Iverson. Bud.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to let you know, Iverson, you're not going to be happy with our choice. You're not going to be happy.
You're not.
I'm sorry. We did not pick Chase Young. He only, like I said, like Chase Young had a good-ish year, but his name himself does not make him the best candidate for the MVP or for the Defensive Rookie of the Year. Sorry, I had to do it. What was it? 39 tackles. That's it. 26 solo. 5.5 sacks. He had the 3 forced fumbles. He did. And was there anything else I'm missing besides those? For Chase Young?
Nope.
Okay.
Don't look like it.
Yeah. Sorry. But no, it's not. It's not Chase Young and TJ Watt. Okay, he's still a pass rusher. Yes, Lambo, I know, but he's still, even with a 3-4, they had to throw him back in coverage sometimes. Though Lambo, it's not. He wasn't like he was just on the edge rushing the entire time. I mean, if he was, then okay, but he still got 15 sacks. That doesn't change the fact that. Yeah, exactly. He was second most doubled end. That doesn't mean. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, yeah, he was covered. He definitely was covered. Absolutely. But yeah, we had to go with Jeremy Chin. You called it there, Eagles. We had to go with Jeremy Chin because he, as a rookie, again, that's great that he was doubled. That means that he was a dangerous presence. That's fantastic. It doesn't show up on the fact that he did anything though. He had 5.5 sacks, which is still good. It's still good. He had only 39 tackles though, which 26 solo, and 1 defensive touchdown. Okay, but again, like that was, oh my goodness, Iverson. Chief, take it away.
I mean, like we said, it was not the greatest season for him. Now, Chase Young is going to be a great player,
He's already shown it.
but he has already shown it. But I mean, and I have the same opinion about Patrick Queen. Patrick Queen has played phenomenally, and now granted, was he the best linebacker of the year? Absolutely not. But he was consistent, and he played well for a rookie. So I mean, I don't not entirely moving on yet, but that was my vote in our defensive rookie for AFC. But yeah, Jeremy Chin just very consistent for the team, and Iverson will disagree, but I
So
think where it was needed, he outplayed Chase Young.
and this is where again I say it. So this season he had over 100. He has 117 total tackles, 68 solo, and then he had the 1 sack, 2 forced fumbles, and I don't know if those were the ones he recovered, but he had 2 fumble recoveries with those forced fumbles, which helped him get that 1 interception as well, 5 pass deflections, and so far that's the stats I can see right now for sure. Which, being a safety and getting strong numbers like that, especially as a rookie, that's the reason why we had to go with him. And then I go to Chase Young's numbers, which again I will do that because I want to make sure that there it is. Sorry, I want to make sure that you don't think I'm being biased here. Let's see. You will win it. NFL will give it to him. You heard it here. Probably. I mean, honestly, Iverson, as much as it's going to irritate me, it probably will be given to him because of a fan vote. Because everyone likes Chase Young and no one really knows who Jeremy Chin is. I absolutely 100% agree with you. But we again, this is by what we think statistically, analytically. No, I like this guy.
This is our show.
No bullshit. Just straight up what we saw.
No bullshit.
No. Oh, I've seen this guy in college. He's really good. Oh, he went this pick in the draft. He's really good. Oh, I've seen him now doing well the last 6 weeks. He's really good. None of that shit. Just what he's done all year. Jeremy Chin, 117 total tackles. Chase Young has had 44 total tackles this year. 32 solo. 7.5 sacks. 7.5 sacks. I was wrong. He had 7.5 sacks, which is still really good as a rookie. He had four forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries, which again, really well done. And he had 4 pass deflections. But I mean, like I said, him as a safety, Jeremy Chin, he was in the way, in where he could. But like I said, Chase Young still had a great year as a defensive end, even with being double covered. He had a great year. He could win it still. Our choice though had to go with Jeremy Chin. Jeremy Chin's been yearly consistent. That's all. Because most of these that he got, most of his stats he has right here are from like 3 different games where he just went off.
Yes. And no, that was not Jeremy Chin. Eagles.
Wait. No, that wasn't. Yeah, that wasn't him. D-line never get that many tackles. It's not just about the tackles though. Like I mean, like yeah, he only got 44, but he got 7.5 sacks. But again, it's about the overall. Like I said, he got 7.5 sacks. That's great, and he had the 4 forced fumbles with 3 fumble recoveries. The 3 fumble recoveries though came in 3 of those forced fumbles that he had 1 game. The fumble recoveries, I'm not sure about those, but I know, like I said, for a fact that 1 game. Let me see if I can see it right here. Fumbles. Really? Okay. Let me see. Come on. So I gotta go open up an extra thing because this thing is freaking little. Let's see. Where is it? Okay, I lied. So he had 4 games where he had a forced fumble. Okay, 4 separate games, and he had a fumble recovery in the last 3 games. In the last 4 weeks, he had a fumble recovery 1, 2, 3. In the last 4 weeks, each game he had 3 fumble recovery or 1 fumble recovery each of the last 4 weeks. So before that, he had none. And like I said, before that, looking at his stats wise, let's see. So down here, I think sacks. So Philadelphia 1.5, 4 tackles. Arizona 4 tackles, 1 sack. 0, 0, 0. One tackle, which was his sack right there for the Giants. 2-0, 3-0. Like he wasn't a dominant presence every single game. And like I said, it's not again. I'm not trying to diss on him. Everybody on there when was his stats came in 1 game. Hassan Reddick, most of his stats came in 1 game. Let me see. Because I only didn't see that. Let me see. Done. Okay, let's see. Alright, let's see. So, this year for Reddick, start off slow. Wait, let me. F6. I hate these things so much. There it is. Or I'll just go with frickin' ESPN. Want to make sure, like I said, we give it all fair, because I want. There we go. Okay. So Hassan Reddick, he had. Okay, so yeah, you're right. The last 4 weeks, he had the 6 forced fumbles in the last 4 weeks. You're right. But if I'm looking at the let's see, first 4 weeks, he definitely did nothing. You're right. 3 tackles, 2 tackles, 4 tackles, 1 tackle, 5 tackles, 11 tackles, 5 tackles, and he still had the stops as well. He got 2 sacks, 1 sack, no sacks. We had 5, 4, 5, 4. Okay. He had one game where he had 5 sacks. Okay, so again, I didn't see that, but now I see he had one game where he had 5 sacks against the Giants. Okay, so and that's with the 3 fumbles. Okay, so again, this is where it kind of sucks because Hassan Reddick was one that I swear I've seen his name pop up many times, but again, I don't know, Chief. What do you think? I mean, for me, Hassan Reddick definitely still had a great year, but he did have a lot of his stats buffed at the end of the year with the 5 sacks right here and the 6 forced fumbles the last 4 weeks. I mean, either way though, you look at him, you look at Donald. I mean, no, I know. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it, Lambo.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I was looking at yeah, no. I just fucking ESPN, fix your fucking stats. That's all I gotta say.
I mean, it's hard.
Every
It's
stat
hard to
I've
say.
looked
I
at
mean,
it,
like I said,
ESPN's literally
the thing for me is that with Jeremy Chin, okay, like I guess for argument's sake, you're right. Hassan Reddick was one I saw his stats pop up a couple times. For Chase Young, though, like I said, his name doesn't pop up much as the one of the highlights for their team. Like, yeah, he did the last 4 weeks of the season. For Hassan Reddick, he showed up like I said, he was like a number whatever it was for tackles. It was like top 10, top 15 for tackles. Obviously, uh, had a good amount of sacks. He had like one less than Aaron Donald all year. He had 6 forced fumbles. I mean, it looked good. Yeah, sorry it came in the last few weeks. The same with Chase Young came in the last few weeks. But with Jeremy Chin, the reason why we liked him is because he was very consistent most of the year. Whereas Chase Young, yes, he's had an okay year, started really showing up towards the end of the year. Unfortunately, with Hassan Reddick, we didn't see that till now, but he still had a decent year here and there compared to an Aaron Donald. Again, same thing. Aaron Donald had a decent year, but didn't show up as much. Again, this is just our choices from what we've seen statistically, analytically speaking. But still, what can you do? You know, 5 sacks in one game for Hassan Reddick. Holy shit! 3 forced fumbles in one game. Same with freaking Chase Young. I mean, oh well. Either way, I still like Jeremy Chin for the defensive rookie of the year. But as Iverson has said, it's probably going to go to Chase Young because he has 7.5 sacks, the 4 forced fumbles still, fumble recoveries, 3 fumble recoveries still, and so he posted a link of his back-to-back scores. Were those the 2 fumble recoveries there, Eagles? Sorry.
yeah, no, they were. No, that's why I was saying fuck ESPN stats is because they literally have in Jeremy Chin stats that he has 0 touchdowns on the year.
Yeah. Chase Young was injured at the beginning of the year. Okay, so then why? Okay, if that's the case, then we should just give Joe Burrows AFC Rookie of the Year because he's injured at the end of the year and he had a great start this year. I mean, like, so he was injured, Iverson. I mean, yeah, he still had a good year afterwards, but I mean, again, like, injury doesn't save anything, Iverson. It doesn't save anything if you're injured or not. I mean, I'm sorry not to be a
It's about what you produce.
again, yeah, it's not to be a dick or anything. I mean, look at Ben Simmons in the NBA. If you want to go that route, he got Rookie of the Year his second year because he was injured all year. And do you agree with that? Do you think he should have won that? 'Cause I don't. Just because, I mean, again, I'm not trying to be a dick, but just because Jace Young was injured doesn't mean we can like be like, well, he was injured, so we should only count those games that he played like as the full year. Unfortunately, it's not how it
Yeah.
works. You gotta see how you do the whole year. I mean, and like I said, they could still go with Chase Young. I'm going with Jeremy Chin. That's just my opinion. That's just how I feel about it. And it's not trying to be biased. I was trying to go by stats. Unfortunately, like Lambo said, sometimes stats are, I'm not changing it. Sorry. That's
We ain't changing.
but Like I said, we'll watch. We'll see who wins, and more than likely you'll be right. But like I said, our choice, we went this way.
Exactly.
For AFC Defensive Player Rookie of the Year, this one we were unanimous on this because we've seen him play. This one I know for sure I like him. He wasn't a rookie, but he won Rookie of the Year, Eagles. He won Rookie of the Year in his second year because he was injured all year his rookie year. And so they said, well, we can technically count your second year as your rookie year. That's what happened.
Well,
And
man.
that's why a lot of people are controversial about it. Anyway, back to this. Patrick Queen with the AFC Defensive Player Rookie of the Year. Chief, why do you think this?
Oh, well, this man definitely played consistently all year round. I mean, having a couple highlight games for sure, but looking back on all of his games here, consistently with, you know, 8 tackles, 9 tackles, 12 tackles, 9 tackles. Had 2 1 game, consistently 9 tackles throughout. Good chunk solo, helping the team out when he can. Let's see, for the year, 2 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, and an interception. I do believe he has a touchdown or 2 as well, but I don't trust fucking
ESPN
ESPN
anymore.
stats anymore.
Yeah, which kind of sucks, but that's why we learn. That's why we ask, and we do try to keep up on games, guys. That's the thing, though, is that we do try to keep up on them. But you gotta realize that sometimes, like especially during the game times of those days, either I'm working now.
We don't get paid to watch football like they do at ESPN. We got real lives that we have to go through, and we get to catch up on
Otherwise,
our
I'm
highlights.
not gonna lie. If we actually got paid to watch football, shoot, we'd be having a lot of different opinions. I'm telling you right now. Cause
I would be watching more football than Mike McCarthy said he watched to get the starting coaching job.
don't you start. I mean, he ain't lying though. Alex Singleton, Defensive Player of the Year. Alex Singleton. Hold up, hold up. Let me see why you put Alex Singleton. Stats? Is this a Eagles player?
It is.
Well, let's see why though. Let's see why. I actually want to know.
Yeah, we'll give you a legitimate
Let's check out Line
a
ESPN.
legitimate look at it.
Okay, so far we have 70. Okay, so he has 220 total tackles. I like it. 75 solo. Blah blah blah. 2 sacks, 2 fumble recoveries, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Decent tackling numbers. Not a lot else though, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like 2 sacks is okay. 2 fumble recoveries is okay. It's good. 1 touchdown is obviously good. 1 interception.
I mean, I was gonna say, me and Jet had this conversation earlier too. The struggle with that being a linebacker, like, and this is in my opinion. Um, I would rather, like, with a linebacker position, is, yeah, you know what, you made the tackle, but that was after he already got 20 yards down the field.
I mean, that's the thing though. Is like I said, he had tackling numbers, but again, you look at the other numbers. It's like okay, he had 2 sacks, still got the quarterback a couple times. Okay, that's 2 times on the year. Had 1 interception, had a touchdown. Okay, he did that too. But then it's like that, like 2 fumble recoveries, and then that's it. Like it's like it. Like there's some of these players that we were looking at, like Hassan Reddick. I mean, unfortunately, now that I know, Hassan Reddick did more than that in one game. You know what I mean? Like with the fumble recoveries, and special or forced fumbles and etc. So it's like one of those things where it's all around how the stats look, how they look all around. And like I said, Chase Young, I wasn't knocking him. I said he still had the stats. It's just that all around, it didn't look like it was a lot of production for his team. Whereas like Patrick Quinn, for instance, had a lot of production for his team. Jeremy Chin, I felt like did too. But and like I said, I don't know. It's tough because like I said, they usually go by um, more just of like the statistical base of like oh shoot, like who cares how the team does? You know, Chase Young had 7.5 sacks, etc. Instead of looking at the instead of looking at or like me like seeing that Hassan Reddick had the great stats, but that they were like a lot of Giants 5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles in one game. I was like, oh, one game. So Yeah, it's but still, it's about like how it looks yearly on the team. Sorry, kind of repeating myself over and over, and I don't mean to, and I'm sorry, guys. I'm not trying to be like a dick. I'm not trying to sound rude. I'm trying to stick to stats, analytical, everything seen in my eyes on the stat sheet. And then unfortunately, that's when all the extra shit comes in, and that's why I wish I could say I watched the football games. Say, oh, I like the way this guy plays. Can't do it. Most improved?
Can't do it.
Ooh. Most improved this year, that's a toughie.
I mean, most improved. I mean, I guess that. Hmm.
Yeah, I mean that's a rough one. I would say Josh Allen actually. Sorry, I
Yeah, I would actually have to agree.
I had to jump on that one actually. Now I think about it, Josh Allen for sure with Buffalo. A couple years already that people have been trying to tell the Bills to move on, that he hasn't been too productive. Blah blah blah. Dude stepped up this year with Stephon Diggs, with Cole Beasley, with his tight end. What's his name? I can't remember right now. But yeah, he's been doing really well this year. So Josh Allen, I'd say, is the most improved right now.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, our next one we have though is comeback player of the year. This one,
You already know.
most of us already know. Some of you might have someone else specifically for this. This one, me and him talked about. It's just that what he came back from was well deserved to be given this award because I mean it's going to give away who it is. Being out of the NFL for 2 years with an injury that almost killed him because of an infection, coming back all that, almost having his leg amputated, to come back, have it healed, have him be able to play, to even walk again, and then to play football on that foot again. To this, I mean, I gotta give it to Alex Smith. I got to. I mean, who knows how?
Have to.
I mean, who knows how much longer he'll play in the NFL, but I gotta give it to him. Got it. Now, while Chief talks about why he's offensive player or comeback player of the year, I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick. Sorry, I gotta go. I've been trying to hold this bad boy in.
Oh, Alex Smith, just, I mean, yeah, man, came back from just being completely broken. Said he wasn't gonna walk again. He's got a fucking elbow as a shin. I don't know what part they used on him, but I mean, overall for the year, 1,500 yards, 6 touchdowns and an interception, or 8 interceptions. Absolutely not great. But this man gets comeback player of the year, obviously, because man said it would said the man wasn't gonna freaking walk again. And you got him coming out on here, and he's leading Washington to what might be one of the sketchiest playoff runs. But you know what? It's a playoff run, nonetheless. I got to give credit to Alex Smith. I mean, having a couple big games, too. Against the Giants, 325 yards, 390 against Detroit. Granted, terrible teams, but then going 296 yards against the Steelers, who didn't, you know, didn't have the best schedule, but you know what? They played. So you know what? Alex Smith, just kudos.
I mean, absolutely, and like I said, like he said, the Steelers game, I think, is what really was the tipping point, and not because like Ben Roethlisberger lost or anything, but because of what Alex Smith won with that game. I mean, the fact that he wins against like the undefeated team, which don't get me wrong, I know it was like an off, whatever you want to say about the game, but he did what he had to win the game. Let's just put it as it is. So, yeah. And now, last but certainly not least, MVP of the year. Again, very controversial this year with everything that's going on.
Yeah.
And
But we know you're talking about Mr. Aaron Rodgers.
that's Chief. I mean,
My choice for MVP, Mr. Aaron Rodgers.
mm-hmm.
Man, was just on fire this year. They drafted a quarterback to replace him, and he said, well, let me show you something. And goddamn, he did.
I went with Josh Allen this year. I know, and again, because I know going back to what You Can't Run says about Patrick Mahomes, but MVP meaning, I mean, Patrick Mahomes already won it. What was it? Last year, year before,
2018.
year before, yeah. And I mean, don't get me wrong, like he was MVP that year. But this year, Patrick Mahomes has had a great year. Don't get me wrong, he's had a great year for his team, etc. Is he an MVP of that team? Iffy. I mean, like Tyreek Hill is still Tyreek Hill. He's had the receivers still, Kelsey, you know, and etc. But I mean, Josh Allen. I mean, he like I said, he came back from last year to this year, and he is like a top tier quarterback this year with Stephon Diggs as a receiver, with Cole Beasley, with all these guys. I mean, the running game wasn't really there either for them, and Josh Allen carried, and like I feel like Josh Allen carried this team 2 wins, as well as their defense was decent, but Josh Allen definitely with like the 56 points like last week and weeks before how he's been. It's just he's been playing phenomenally in this year. Now Aaron Rodgers, I agree with that
Absolutely.
choice too because again this year's been pretty rough to pick anything. But yeah, like Josh Allen, the reason why I went with him is because definitely with that Bills team and everyone's like, especially from last year being a losing team to now being a winning team in the playoffs and the spot they're in. Well done, Bills.
Well done.
So yeah, I mean, and like I said, this is just our choices. This is what we think would be our choices for the like I said candidacy. And for the most part, we're probably gonna be wrong. I'm not gonna lie. Since
Yeah.
1999, I mean, you ain't long there, Eagles. You ain't wrong. I mean, that's the thing though. But like I said, excuse me. Who knows? Who knows who wins MVP this year? Because it could be, like I said, it could be Josh Allen, could be Aaron Rodgers, could be Patrick Mahomes, it could be anybody else. Like they might even put Derrick Henry in there. Who knows? So, I mean, even like an NFC Defensive Player of the Year, they could put that as Jamal Adams because he set a record for defensive backs and sacks. I think that'd be stupid, but they could.
Yeah.
We'll see. So, like I said, this is just. But thank you. I still appreciate you guys' insights, though. I still love that we were able to talk to you guys about it. I just the only
Oh
reason
yeah,
why
absolutely.
the reason why I got frustrated is because I like my words sometimes are just like in my head, so I'm just trying to figure out how to say it to you guys and make it make sense. And then obviously Lambo helped me with the argument as well, saying like well, like what about this? And then I go and look, and I'm like, oh, well, shit. So I'm like, okay.
Oh.
So because he got me on that, so I'm like, all right, bet. I mean, like, it's, so, but still it doesn't change my mind about thinking that Jeremy Chin had a great year or Patrick Queen for the choices. But yeah, either way, I appreciate you guys though with your insights and stuff because that's the whole point of this is to chat with you guys as well as each other on this stuff like that. That's what makes it fun and making it still about the game and not making it so it's like well you like the this team so you suck or something like that. It's like no none of that shit. So all right, here we go though. This is what we got to.
It's time.
Wild card round predictions, the playoffs. Here we go. This week coming up, we got 6 games of playoffs. Weird, right? I'm used to like
A
4.
weekend extravaganza.
I'm used to only excuse me. I'm used to only 4 games in the playoffs. This is 6.
2 triple headers.
Triple headers. All right, let's go with number 1 of 6. We got the Colts and Bills. Again, it's the Colts. It's the Bills. What do we got?
This one is definitely a tough one for me. Because Colts and Bills have both been playing phenomenally this year. Very close in passing yards. Interception, same thing. Touchdowns, Josh Allen did go off this year, but looking at rushing yards, Devin Singletary only 2 touchdowns on the year, and that he's leading the season for Buffalo rushing, where you have Taylor with 11 touchdowns. You
Mm,
know, um, but Diggs does make up for it on the other side with T.Y. Hill only having 5 touchdowns compared to Diggs's 8. So it's definitely going to be interesting.
mm,
And looking at some of these, looking at some of these outs too, it looks like Cole Beasley is going to be out for the Buffalo Bills. Stephon Diggs is still questionable, and Isaiah McKenzie is also questionable. So
no.
that takes up a good bunch of their wide receiver spots. Looks like on Colts sides, Phillip Rivers and DeForest Buckner are still questionable, as well as Jonathan Taylor. Now, granted, a lot can still change in that time, but looking at that, I mean, it's going to be a tough game. I think with the way that the Bills have been playing all season, though, I think they're going to pull this one out.
Yeah. And Lambo Mahomes wins the top. I mean, you could be right. Like I said, Mahomes has had a great year because we've looked at his numbers and he's like literally top three in pretty much every category. So I could definitely see Mahomes winning as MVP because of his stats. But statistically and like team wise, analytically speaking, I feel like Josh Allen or Aaron Rodgers are more deserving because of how like Aaron Rodgers leading his team to the number one spot in the NFC. Josh Allen coming back from a losing team last year to a winning team, playoff team this year, NFC East winning team this year. That's why I chose those teams or those guys. Eagles, feel free to do. By the way, I like the Colts, but the Bills D is going to give Phil Rivers a nightmare. Yep. So I got the Bills too in a blowout. Maybe, maybe not. I think it's going to be a closer game. I feel like not this year, Jed. You could be right. You could be right, Lambo. Like I said, this is all up for possibility. Like I said, um, but again, it's also about the vote too, and the vote usually is by public. It like for instance, Tom Brady won quite a bit of MVPs. You know why? People like him. A lot of people liked his stats. Even though some of those years he shouldn't have won those MVPs, he still did. So, but
Yes.
like I said, it just depends on yeah. Like I said, uh, anyway, so I'm gonna go with the Bills on this one though. Sorry, back to this, and because I was like I said, like Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, I think that their defense is gonna. It's definitely gonna be a test to see how their defense does against Jonathan Taylor if he's ready to go, and if Philip Rivers can do some in the playoffs this year against that Bills secondary. Otherwise, I see, and honestly, Josh Allen gets the Colts defense. It's going to be really interesting to watch too. But I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be like a 24-17, like mid-scoring game between the Bills and the Colts, and the Bills are going to come out on top.
Respect that.
Next up, Rams versus Seahawks. I mean, it's a tough one because let's see, not this year, Jet. Wait, what? I was talking about the MVP record that the Eagles put. Oh, well, like I said, like I said, like I mean, it could be, it couldn't. Like I said, usually the MVPs usually has a curse on it. It's kind of like the Madden curse, but yeah. Either way, back like so, Mahomes beats Brady. 2018 champ games. The rest weren't on the Tom payout.
Eh.
Eh, 2018. It was 2018. I mean, it happened. They won the next year anyway. KC came in and won last year. They kicked ass. That happened. This year, I'm only focused on this year, honestly, Lamb. But like, yeah, like we like this, like that year, yeah, Patriots moved on. Yeah, they won the Super Bowl. Or did they win the Super Bowl that year? 2018. Trying to remember who they played against. Was it the? They didn't play against the Panthers, did they?
No. Oh, Jesus.
I know I can't remember either. It hurts my head sometimes. But yeah, I just remember that was like Mahomes' like big year, and I mean, yeah, Brady just kind of came in and said, "You're still young, kid." Back
Oh,
up.
it was Eagles Patriots, and the
Oh, that
Eagles
was
beat
that one.
them.
Okay, yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay. Seahawks got defensive games. Seahawks will win 2012. Well, that's the thing though, is depends on how the Rams play passing the game because again, Seahawks have one of the worst secondaries in the NFL, and if the Rams can't get anything going on their secondary, I highly doubt their running game's gonna do anything against us. I mean, it could because our defense has given up pretty big rushing games before, but for the most part, I see um, if it's in Seattle, it gives them the home field advantage too. So I see Seattle kind of pulling away with this one. Just barely though. Like it's gonna be another 3 point kind of game like they did against the Niners this week. Um, uh,
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah. I mean, like that's why I got. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams won too. Yeah, the boys. Shit, just coming in with the random shit. Uh, what do you got there?
I also have. Well, I have the Jets. So I think it's going to be a close game. Like Eagle said, I think it's going to be mostly defensive, but I think playoff Russ is going to show up and
Oh, Seahawks.
secure the fact that he can kill it. Yeah.
So funny. You said the Jets. I'm like, hmm.
Oh, the Jets. Yeah.
the Jets.
The Jets team.
The Jets snuck their way in the playoffs. They stole some wins from other teams and made their way in. It was pretty well
Yeah.
done.
That's how they do it.
I'm not
That's how you
I'm not
do it
sure
in
how
New
they did
York,
it,
New
but they did
Jersey.
it. No, but yeah, definitely agree with you on that. Um, oh man, yeah. So Bucks versus Washington. It sucks because
Well, we both know we're going Bucks on this.
I want Washington to win just so they keep their Cinderella story going. But I'm going with Bucks. I think that Brady's on par with his receivers right now. Antonio Brown is playing something else right now. Godwin's playing something else right now. Running game's not really there yet, but they'll figure it out. And I mean, if Chase Young get at Tom Brady, let loose. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I see Bucks kind of going off on this one. Two D's, one pick for Wilson. He will throw for 210 yards. That's about right. I mean, I see him throwing maybe like around 250, 260 yards Eagles, just because against the NFC division rivals or West division rivals, he likes to try to get a little more yards downfield, but I don't think he's gonna get a lot. I think he's getting around 250 to 260. But still with the same two TDs, one pick though. I agree with that. Ravens and Titans. Well, I don't know who Chiefs going for.
No idea. We're going the Ravens, baby.
Mm-hmm.
It's their comeback game, and this is purely, maybe not purely, but this is based off of a bit of bias. But I think if they keep playing the game like they did last time, or like they did last week, and they stick to their run game, and they recognize that the Titans do know how to stop the run game. So Lamar kind of needs to be a little bit better of a judge about when to throw it and when to try taking off with the ball. But I'm hoping my boys pull this one out. It's going to be a close one.
And exactly like you said, that's yeah, pretty much like you said. As long as Lamar can can't even think right now. But as long as Lamar can pretty much keep himself going, and I mean, like I said, this is the Titans defense compared to the Bengals defense. It's gonna be a little bit of a different story. So
A little bit.
if Lamar can keep the running game going, with Ed Dobbins can keep the running game going, and Lamar can still make his throws, I see the Ravens pulling away with a close victory. Otherwise, and it's also going to be a question of can the Ravens defense stop Derrick Henry? Because if Derrick Henry gets loose, it's going to be a long game for the Ravens. So, whew, who to pick? Who to pick? That's a tough one, man. 'Cause I mean, Derrick Henry's Derrick Henry, but going with Titans Eagles. Okay, like I said, totally respectable because it is a toss-up game for sure. Um, ooh, it's gonna be a running game for sure too. That's the other thing.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know. That's a toughie. See, Eagles. I got Derrick. I don't know. That's I'll just ride with you on this one, Chief. I'll ride with the Ravens just because I'd rather not see your team lose.
I like it. I like it.
It's the playoffs. It's a little different from regular season, so I'll ride with you on this one.
It matters here.
It a little bit does, but it's gonna be a close. This one's gonna be a freaking close one. Oh man. Oh man. That's oof. Ah. Moving on, Saints and Bears. I got Saints. Like I don't even have to think about it. I think that the Bears
Yep.
had a good run. They made it to the playoffs, but that Saints team is good. All right, there, channel. You have a great one at work there, bud. Thank you so much
Have
for
a
stopping
good one,
by,
bud.
and thank you so much for that lurk as well, there, man. You have a good rest of your night, day, whatever. You have a good one, man. But yeah, like I said, I got Saints on this one. Ravens are hot right now too. Oh yeah, they feeling good after the last game for sure.
Oh
And
yeah.
Titans are coming off a win too, so that'll be interesting to see who feels better. But yeah, what do you got on this one?
Browns Steelers.
Bears,
Saints Bears.
base,
Sorry.
Bears Saints.
Oh, Saints Bears. I got Saints as well. Sorry.
Oh, okay, sorry. Uh,
I want the Bears to go ahead and push past. It would be great to see them do it, but the Saints have just been dominant this year.
yeah, him and Eagles Saints 31-6, just no hope. I like it, Eagles. I like you.
Damn.
I like the no hope. No hope. Last but not least, like I said, excited to see the rematch already coming this week. Browns, Steelers. Browns going to Pittsburgh. What do you got?
I got the Steelers.
Steelers.
I would love to see the Browns in it because I think against the Ravens team, the Browns could pull it out.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Steelers are they're a little mad after last week, especially second stringers. So
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna come out and go, "Oh yeah, you beat our second stringers. Oh, just get ready."
And I think I'm going to go with this Pittsburgh as well. It's in Pittsburgh, so you got the yellow towel flying overhead. You Steelers are hungry for Ben's hungry. Ben's like first off Mason lost by 2 points. That's it, or they lost by like only a couple points. And the Steelers, they're like I said, they're hungry. I mean, yeah, they don't have a running game very well right now, like the Browns got. But as long as Pittsburgh can get like T.J. Watt can get after Baker, I don't see him doing much. And if that defensive line, Stephon Tuitt, Cameron, Casey Hayward, etc., or is it Casey or Cameron? Either way, if they can stay up on, yeah, it was Cameron Hayward. That's right. Casey Hayward's the freaking defensive back. Cameron Hayward, if he can stay up on, uh, the running back, Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, I see the Steelers run away with this. I think it's gonna be like a 17-27 win for the Steelers. Steel Steelers Browns could be a blowout or close. See, I'm going 27-17 there, but definitely so. We're pretty much in unison in all these games. The only one I was confused about really was the Ravens because that's a tough one, dude. That was gonna be so tough.
It's a tough one for me too. That one is like I said, that one is a lot of bias for me, but I think my boys can pull this one out.
I wonder if I should risk a hammer on this week.
Ooh. Does he risk the hammer?
What do you think, Chief?
I don't know. That would be a tough one to call.
Yeah, it really is. We'll save the hammer for a good one. Because I want to make sure this undefeated hammer keeps going. Damn it. Low scoring game, Steelers win. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I think it's gonna be like a little bit more scoring, but I definitely can see it like also being low scoring. I can definitely see that.
Yes.
Oh man. Because Browns
And
got
that is it.
COVID. Oh no. That's right.
They do got COVID.
And that's also a hit to the woo. We'll see. We shall see. But that will be coming. Oh man, dude, we lasted 3 hours 17 minutes. We lasted a long time on this final edition of Football Talk with Jetcity and the Chief on
Regular season.
regular
Regular
season
season.
2020. We done. We made it. Mama, we made it. And now we're moving on to the playoffs. And I'm telling you, these 6 games coming up, woo, I'm excited. Now, unfortunately,
I'm very excited to see what happens.
mm-hmm. There we go. Sorry.
Whoa.
Yeah, I had that big yawn happen. But that's just because we had such a long and that was a pretty pretty good chat, I'm not gonna lie. But like I said, 3+ hours, we're done. We're in it. We are making it big. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But we are in the playoffs. But anyway, thank you guys for stopping by. This has been fun. Chief, as always.
Eagle, Lambo, Iverson.
Oh,
Appreciate
oh
y'all.
yeah, Squid.
Decay. Y'all in here every week with us.
Yep.
We appreciate it.
I mean, all the ones that stopped by to talk with us as well. I know y'all are elsewhere right now, Mr. Squid and everything else. All the chats, talking about different games and whatnot coming up. Always happy to see y'all, and all the ones even lurking, just watching us talk our bullshit. We appreciate you. It's been fun. We still got divisional, champ, Pro Bowl, and Super Bowl. Screw the Pro Bowl. True. Hey,
That's right.
hey,
We get a
hey.
Nickelodeon game.
Are you kidding me? Are you Eagles? You say screw the Pro Bowl? That's a Madden game, bro. We're gonna be doing it over the Madden, my guy. Are you kidding me? It's gonna be lit.
Know what maybe we should do, Jack?
What's up?
Know what we should do? I'm gonna put my vote in for this. And maybe we'll have the people chime in. But maybe me and you can have our own Pro Bowl game on Madden.
That'd be interesting. I mean,
There's gonna be a week where we don't have anything to talk about. Well, we'll have a little bit to talk about, but we're not gonna have so much because of an animated Pro Bowl game. So why don't we give them our own animated Pro Bowl
would
game?
we even be able to set that up? Or
Oh yeah, you stream like normal. I mean,
well,
they
I
might
mean,
not be able to see my face, but they can see my lovely voice or hear my lovely
see my
voice.
voice. Yeah, you're sure. But no, what I mean is
They
like,
can see my voice.
what I mean is like we'd have to set up like the teams though. We have to be like, all right, what's the Pro Bowl roster, and then make a team for each one. But
They might have it out. Madden occasionally does do updates, so they might have it out by then. If not, I'll figure something out. I'll make a franchise and trade some players around or something. We'll make it work.
all right, yeah. Like I said, I'll make a roster. But either way, we'll do it. But anyway, boyos, I'll be on here probably in a little bit. All right, not probably. I will be because I know do it like they used to. Dude, You know what? Do it like they used to draft your players. Oh, that'd be fun. Do like a
That would
whole,
be.
do like a Pro Bowl roster at a draft. That would be fun. But then again, how are we gonna do that shit? Oh well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I don't
We'll
know.
just get a list of the roster, and I'll just go, okay, I pick this guy, you pick a guy, and then we'll just make the list.
We'll just move them on to our teams.
Yeah,
There we
exactly.
go.
Exactly. You gotta trade for the players you want. No, I don't want to trade. We'll get this done. Don't worry, Lambo.
We'll get it done.
But
One way or the other. We have the technology.
we have technology. Anyway, so that was it though. But like I said, I will be streaming here shortly online. Be playing some games. We figure out what we play. But yeah, last week of